The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on
Hey, happy Monday to all of you, and what a happy Monday it is. Thanks for joining us. Christopher Laud across the way. Jason Ross across from me. I'm Carmichael Dave here for yet another week off-season extravaganza. And let's talk. Let's
kick it.
Let's kick it.
Let's kick it.
And what is it? Did we ever establish what we're kicking?
It with them and they.
Yeah.
They
They
said.
said. May 6th.
May the 6th be with you.
I was sure Cinco de Mayo. Is this like? I'm sure Chris.
okay.
I'm sure Chris was like, you know what, deep in Cinco de Mayo activities, but I was waiting. It was wide open for you. Why would you say that, Dave? Because every year he does Cinco de Mayo stuff. I honestly
is he known for that?
That's his reputation.
Is it?
Yeah, everyone knows that about you, Chris. You like to get out with the people and do the thing and drink the beer and have the fun. Meanwhile, I
usually keep low on Cinco de Mayo.
That's not true. I'm sorry.
You have pictures to prove it.
Yeah, I have
Video proof?
Video proof. I had to be reminded it was like,
Yeah.
I didn't even realize till yesterday afternoon. And it's a Sunday? Like, that's cool. I had no idea. I completely forgot it was Cinco de Mayo.
You were out and about with the wild.
I was in the snow.
Yeah.
Oh, shut up. It was May.
Cinco de my snow. Snowco de Mayo? I don't know. It was very snowy.
Yeah.
Where I was at, just not that far up the hill, an hour away, but we got quite the snow. It was weirdly enough my kids' first snow. Not the first time they've been in snow.
First time it snowed where
First
they
time,
were.
Yeah,
When it
they'd
happened.
seen flurries, but this
Okay.
was like snow.
Snow.
Yeah, like a decent amount.
Did you have a fire?
We did. We had a fire.
Sounded like pizza didn't go over well.
Yeah, so I had actually forgot. I had an attack of the bad temper over the weekend. I got really frustrated.
You?
Dave?
I don't want to cultivate a reputation as having, because I really don't have a bad temper. I have a very long, some
What?
people have a short temper. I have a
Oh.
very long, yes, my temper is very girthy. But I can't, as you guys know,
You want things to work.
yes, I
That
want,
bothers me when things that you expect to work
yes,
don't work.
that's it.
That's fair.
That's it. That's
Not many things get to me, but like if to me, it's more something also that I don't know how to fix.
That's right.
So like
You're
if
helpless.
this TV or the radio's on every day and then
Right.
we get here and it's not working, I don't know what to do.
Right.
But why isn't it working? And that could get you upset.
Frustrated.
Yeah.
So pizza oven got as a gift for Christmas. Took it up there. We got 4 kids and 4 adults. It really was.
It's a pizza night.
It's a pizza night. We had an unexpected snow.
Yeah.
This was a Clark Griswold weekend.
So personal pizzas for everybody.
Yes. And
8 pizzas were being made.
8 pizzas. And my wife brought up the dough, and then I also made some dough because I had a recipe up there. So we had multiple doughs, tons of dough. And problem number one, what they don't, and yes, I've watched YouTube videos, and yes, I'm sure you're good at it, but I'm not. I'm just responding in advance. They don't.
It's easy, Dave.
Yeah, it's really easy, bro. Once you get the hang of it, man. I mean, you do the thing. It's all about the actual flour. And I got you. Here's the thing. They don't talk about making the dough into a nice circle, that's even. No, it ends up being like a trapezoid with ridges, and you take a bite and half of it's crust. And so we got through 7 pizzas. I went last. And of course I go last. And I didn't tell them this, but this is the first time I'm saying this out loud.
Yeah.
My fuse got lit a little bit because there was literally 1 teaspoon of sauce left out of the jar of sauce we had. Half the toppings were gone.
Oh,
I had like, everyone was like, I thought you ate. So like the guy doing all the cooking I'm left with like, I had to
crumbs.
Yeah, I had to. So that's fine. I sliced a tomato in thin slices, kind of added some oregano. I was going to use that as kind of the quote sauce, if you will. I
Creative work.
Making it happen.
I'm going, what is it? Margarita?
Margarita,
Yeah.
kind of it. No. And I have the cheese on it. I have the sausage on it. And I go to, you have a pizza spatula, whatever that's called, big giant spatula, and you put it in the oven, it slides right off. But my wife is doing the crusts, and I think she forgot to flour it. So I go and I slide it in to the oven. The crust stays on the spatula, and all the toppings go into the back of a 700-degree oven.
Look,
I know.
I found the place your life is going, in the garbage.
So I pull out and I like peel the crust off the spatula, but as I'm peeling it, it's coming apart. And then I finally get it off and put it, and like it's just making a massive mess. There's pepperoni and sausage and cheese, and it's everywhere. And I get the spatula to try to get all the stuff out of the oven, which is already just smoking, right? And then the fire alarm starts going off, just to add to an audio, whatever, add to everything. And then I put them all back on, and now all this, I go, you know what? Okay, well, I can't do a pizza now. I'm going to do you know what? I'll fold it over. How about a calzone?
Yes, creative.
Right? Trying to be creative, man. I fold it over. I take.
And this is yours.
This is mine. Last one. I take and this kitchen is now trashed. It looks like the Chef Boyardee threw up in there. Say something else. And then, so I go, I flour it. I go to fold it over. It just rips right off. Just rips right off.
What were some of the things you chose to say or do?
Nothing, because there were kids there. I mean, they were in the other room. I could.
So where was the temper coming in?
The temper came in a very calm manner.
Hope you enjoyed your meal.
Well, my meal ended up being
theirs.
Oh, theirs. Yeah. Hope you had a hell of a meal, Arnold. Well, I would say this.
Did you get thanks?
Yeah.
Okay.
The pizza oven is currently over the back fence of my house. I'll probably go get it the next time I go up there, but it was a heave, sort of like a.
Was the throw better than your pizza?
Yes, far better.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a heavy thing. I got some really good distance.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I came to pizza ovens are neat little suburban fun things that, you see the videos and the dads in the backyard like, hey, a pizza, hey, and the kids are all like, yeah, Daddy, you're a hero, which you can knock out with, one of them Boboli pre-crusts in an oven. It's, and I know that the pizza truthers are out there that are going to be like, oh no, dude, bro. And I admit, like, if it's done perfectly, it is restaurant quality. But when
so the others were good,
they were fine. Again, they were fine. They weren't great. They were fine. Again, they're
okay.
Uneven, trapezoidal. And it's more about the process. Everybody gets to make their own pizza.
Yeah.
You can still
but
have.
Did they taste good? I know they may have been uneven.
I mean, I didn't get complaints, so I'm sure they did. My daughter at least would have complained. They were fine. That's how I know. But you know what? Lay out 8 Bobolis or baboli, as I like to say, and have topping stations, and everybody makes their own, and they just put them in a 400-some degree oven and bring. It's perfectly fine.
So what did you eat?
So you tossed the oven.
Yeah.
But the oven wasn't the problem.
No, I feel like the oven. No.
He had to show the oven. Who was the boss?
The oven was the impetus. It was the center of the issue. With no oven now, there's an old
If
saying.
you didn't have an oven, you couldn't have made the mistake that you made.
That is correct. Although I did on my other, I remember when I went to put the pizza in and all felt. But that was 100%.
Yeah, you weren't
like
like throw yourself over the fence.
I was not there. There's the whole thing where you the saying where it's like, I threw my cap over the wall, and that's what I think it was Irish. It was Irish or English? I don't know. One of them would throw their caps over the fence to commit that they had to scale it. Like throwing the oven over the fence has now defeated the ability. Like that's never going to be an issue anymore. I'm not going to calm down and be like, let's give it another try, because I know I would. Now, no
what if
chance.
the neighbors go, this is great. We're making perfect pizza.
It's an open property in the back. The deer will probably roll in there now that's cooled down to be eating pepperoni for a week.
Did you have to sort of spin and shot put it?
Well, because here's the actual comedic thing. If you want to imagine this, there's a lot of
clip the top of the fence.
Nope, fence wasn't it. It was. It's you got to imagine. It's dark.
Mm-hmm.
It's snowing.
Yeah. Was it still hot?
That's what I was getting to. Is that not only did I throw it over, but I had 2 oven mitts on when I did it. That's the funny part. Yes, and then it just sank in, and then got snowed on. And that's it, man. Like
200 years from now, that's found underneath. Like, look at this treasure.
Right. Yes. Although I think the door came off. I don't know. Something broke in it. It's done. But you know what? That's the thing. We'll not be tempted to
Guess I won't get you that pizza oven again.
No, it was a gift, and I actually talked to the person that I felt guilty, so I called them. He's like, "Well, you got a few months of use out of it." Like they were cool about it. I just like I'm going to talk about it.
I expected you to throw it.
Yeah,
at some point.
I
made it longer than I thought.
Sometimes my friends will get me things that they know will. It's like get me like a model airplane. Don't ever do that. I can't. They know it'll just piss me off, and that's half the fun.
Pissing you off?
Yes. Yeah. But
you had a family experience.
Yeah. We did. It was a great weekend.
And you ate. What did you eat?
What I had for dinner? Let me tell you what.
Jelly, tuna.
Earlier in the day, I had made a big giant potato salad. I had a bowl of potato salad for dinner.
Okay.
That's what I had, Jason. Everybody else was having their pizza and loving life, and everything's great and yeehaw.
What was the bowl of potato salad?
Stinky.
What was the bowl of potato?
I mean, usually that's to a company like some other meal, and you were making pizza. Night?
The night before it was just the night before we had hot dog, sausages, all that kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
And it was just I always make a lot if I do that, because everyone's eating. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. By
the way, that's the scene. There's a crust that nobody else can see this, but just crap.
I see the stuff stuck to the pizza.
Yeah, everything's stuck everywhere.
Well, it looks like you have all the parts.
I do have all the parts. Hey, now it's just trash.
Was that the pizza oven?
Yes,
that I saw briefly.
Yes,
okay.
That was the pizza oven. It was that was.
But you got the big old industrial size pizza scooper.
Yeah, this pizza scooper there.
Pizza spatula.
We have there's the oven. You can see at the top there.
I really wish you would have the after picture of it over the fence.
You know what? Next time I go up there, see, it's pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Next time I go up there, I will. I even have the pizza cutter.
I see that.
The professional pizza cutter. By the way, you see that crust right there? That's not crust. That's what's left over on it. That's what's stuck to it.
Mm.
Oh, hey, the guy that I'm up there sent me a meme just now.
Oh, the other thing I
can always tell when he's taking his morning.
Mm.
We get 7
Wash your hands.
memes on the timeline. Okay, we'll take them.
What's next?
What's next? Anyway, so screw the pizza makers, and And good morning and welcome in. We will take a break. We got a lot to get to today. We got a lot of basketball to get to. Obviously, we'll figure out a way to make it Kings-centric, if you will. Also, the A's are absolutely ridiculous right now. And Jason, as we break, a couple of things. Number one, do either of you want to weigh in? Kendrick, Drake, who's winning? You guys have thoughts?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We can get to those later in the program.
Got a full breakdown.
Full breakdown of the whole thing. In the meantime, I mean, it takes a lot of energy to put out. I think Kendrick put out 3 songs over the weekend, and he must have switched to electric at some point with my good friends at American Energy. And good morning, everybody. It's Carmichael Dave. Asking you, along with my friends at American Energy, to switch to all electric. Really? Get rid of those dumb, smud PG&E bills that fluctuate. You all know the deal. You get the bill and you open up just like the corner. So just so you can kind of see the amount. And then it's just, really? That much? And it's not like you can appeal it. There's nothing you can do, and unlike my pizza oven, you can't throw it over the fence. So my friends in American Energy will come out to your house for free and let you know exactly how they can save you money. It's that simple. Oh, by the way, how about a $9,000 rebate? Up to $9,000 in rebates from Spud, PG&E as well, and the American Energy will do all the paperwork for you. Let them perform that free energy efficiency analysis, see where they can help you save for the warmer months ahead. It'll be 90 degrees on Friday, kids. It's coming. 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy. Make the uncomfortable comfortable. When we come back in 15 seconds, leading off is next.
What's the missing piece for the 49ers?
Which names will they add during free agency? Whether it's in season or off season, the coverage never stops. Get the latest 49ers news on Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
Let's do it.
Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
Here's Mitchell against Suggs. Gets into the paint. Have it and a foul. Tie game and a free throw coming up. Donovan Mitchell taking over here in the third.
Yeah, he did. Remember, this is a guy that had a 50-point game in the series, and he's got a knee issue he's been playing through. All credit to Donovan Mitchell, who's not going to win a championship this year. But just one of those performances in the playoffs where you just look at the guy. He's a leader. He's playing through pain. He's doing everything he can. He's riding for Cleveland. And I respect that. Despite Paolo Banchero's 38 points and 16 rebounds. Yeah, he's here to stay. 15 of 18 from the line for Banchero. Mitchell outdoes him by 39 points to go with 9 boards and 5 assists. Just 1 turnover, which is always so amazing to see when you're doing that much. Evan Mobley 11 and 16 with 5 blocks, and Cleveland advances. This was a home and home serve type series. We joked before the playoffs, Jason, that watch this ends up being the best first round series. I don't know if it was the best, but it was the only one that went 7 games.
Right.
And when you look at it, the Cavs won by 14 in game 1. 10 in game 2. We talked about this before. The Magic won by 38 in game 3, 23 in game 4. Cavs, best game of the series, won by 1 in Cleveland in game 5. Magic won by 7 in game 6, and then Cavs win by 12. So the average, with the exception of a couple games, these were all pretty much blowouts.
Yeah.
But it won 7 games.
And all home court wins. And
all
it made you wonder. We wondered already, like, okay, is either team going to even have a chance against Boston? When it goes 7, it gives you less belief in that. But also we have to know it's matchups, right? It's a style thing. But I don't know. I don't feel great about. I wouldn't have felt great about the Magic's chances. I don't really feel great about Cleveland's chances.
No, and never underestimate heart and upsets and all that.
You still got to go and see what happens.
Yeah, and
if more injuries happen to Boston, you just never know.
Well, especially when Cleveland is pretty damn physical down low. They got a great rebounding and shot blocking presence in Evan Mobley, former I think number 2 pick in the draft. With Porzingis out, who knows?
Yeah.
I will, you know what? I'm going to make a crazy prediction about that series. You ready?
Yeah.
I think Cleveland will win a game in Boston.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I'm not saying they'll win the series.
Yeah.
I think they'll win.
That's weird. They could win one in Orlando, but they'll win one in Boston, which is very possible, I guess.
I think they will win one in Boston.
Okay.
All right. Cut number 2, please.
Cut number 2.
Oh, my goodness. Fly ball, deep left field. You can kiss that one goodbye. He's done it again. Wow.
Swing it. That feels like this lineup is a little frustrated. No BP, no problem.
The A's are on fire.
Yeah.
Legitimately. Like, not, oh, cute. They won 3 games out of 5. Look at them. No, like, they've won 8 of 10.
Yeah.
They put up a 20 burger over the weekend. Now, they got blown out yesterday.
That's right. Good. It's been, just keep winning series.
Just keep winning series, Jason Ross. We'll talk about this more in Safer Out. But something's going on with this team. They're and by the way, we're talking about a team that's still a game under 500, but anyone who, you follow the A's over the years, whether you're an A's fan or not, you know that every random few years they get this random team that does well. And it's too early to tell, Jason, but they went into New York and they split 4 with the Yankees. They took 2 of 3 out from Baltimore in Baltimore. And then yesterday was their first loss since that game they lost in Baltimore, April 27th. They were undefeated in May.
Yeah.
And they swept Pittsburgh. They almost swept the Miami Marlins, took 2 out of 3. And now we'll find out again.
Next 7.
Yep. The next 7. And honestly, I would throw in, even though they're not having the best year so far, but then you've got 4 after that with Houston.
Mm-hmm.
That's almost the next 11 there. Yeah. We'll find out a lot about the A's, Jason, who currently are 2.5 behind the Mariners. They're playing the 2 teams ahead of them, Rangers and Mariners. Let's put it this way. LOL, I understand that. But if the A's sweep Texas and Seattle, they're first place.
Oh yeah, sure.
They control their own destiny. It's a good story.
It is a good story, and the obvious statement is, man, it's just so unfortunate. Yes. The stuff the player, whether or not they truly feel the everyday impact, but just not knowing your future home, like that's awful for them, right?
Yes,
and for the fans, we know that. But I'm just talking about. It's really the amount of success they have had as an organization, which some may think they haven't been, but they've been successful for the large part with awful ownership and restrictions. And they've been able to win enough over the years. Like the last couple have been rough. Yeah. But before that, they had made the playoffs, I think, like 5 of 7 years. Like they're pretty regularly in the postseason.
Which is pretty crazy.
Yeah. With all the restrictions they've had.
And anyone blaming the players is silly. Like the players have nothing. Even the most hardcore stay in Oakland A's fans, you can't. The players have nothing to do with this. Right. And that honestly, Jason, and I say this as somebody who right now likes the A's about 30 times more than my Giants. So I say this with absolutely no snark and 100% reality. Doesn't it just make total sense that the A's are doing this? And then let's just be honest. About half this team's going to be on the Yankees and Astros and Dodgers come.
History would suggest that, right?
John Fisher and his goons have done everything just about they can to possibly disrespect and piss off the Oakland fan base. The only thing left is to have a team that becomes the story of baseball, is above 500, is contending for first place, and then watch as Mason Miller and Brent Rooker and God knows who else are all pieced out at the deadline, and they just fall completely apart. And if you think that's not going to happen, you haven't been watching.
Right.
That's what's super sad about it.
Yes.
It's like when the Kings are up 20 in the third, I'm preemptively getting upset.
You've seen enough.
Exactly. I've seen enough. Cut number 3.
You still have time, but you've got to get a stop. Edwards will rock it down court. Look at this. What a win for the Minnesota Timberwolves on the road in the second round for the first time since 2004. That's it. They beat Denver by 7.
That's interesting. Now, what I'm not going to do is a post-mortem on the defending world champions who have seen it all through the last few years. I mean, this is a seasoned, tried and true team. But when you heard Nikola Jokic, and we'll find that audio here. We have that audio here. We'll play it in a second. Basically saying, yeah, they keep throwing bigs at me, whether it's Gobert, Reed, or obviously Cat.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, you just get broken down. That's not going away.
Yeah, they'll still keep throwing them at him.
They're still going to keep. So over to you, Michael Malone. Let's see how you adjust.
Yeah,
that's it. He had just gone in the press and said, "I'd like to see us start better." But at this point, they need the finish. You know, they can't go down 0-2 to the Timberwolves. But I'll tell you this, Jason. We'll get to this again in 3-4, but Boston and Denver are really the only, what you call them, blue bloods left.
Yeah, I don't want to say it's changing. I would say this year changed.
Yeah.
Now, whether this is and we got some other segments later to show, like,
yeah,
you know, I guess whoever comes out of the West, if it's not Denver,
yeah, my
question would be, so if it's OKC, if it's Minnesota, or if it's Dallas, but I'm really thinking OKC or Minnesota.
Yeah.
Kind of newer to this. If it's one of them, are they just, the Blazers from 5 years ago?
Sure. Maybe.
Are they Memphis from 8 years ago?
The Jazz?
Or are they the Warriors?
Right.
Starting something that we go, whoa.
Yeah. No, you're right.
This is the beginning of a dominant. Who knows?
If Denver gets knocked out, is Dallas the closest thing to a blue blood the Western Conference has left? Because it's OKC and Mini.
Right.
Dallas at least has kind of, although they weren't even there last year.
Yeah.
Neither was OKC or Mini, right? So that would leave.
Like in the playoffs, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Minnesota was, but
Minnesota's in the, oh, yeah, they were. That's right. I was going to say, God, would all the teams be on the play? My goodness. And then you got the Cavs on the other side. You got Indiana on the other side. New York. Oh my God. I really will get to this because I love it. You love it, but not sure everybody loves it. We'll take a break. When we come back, let's get an NBA playoff weekend, and the Clippers go bye-bye, as do the Magic. We'll talk about it next.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
And a handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10-5. Touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sacktown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm meteorologist Kelly Curran in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. We are looking at a chilly start today, but temperatures warming up a little bit as we get into the afternoon. In fact, highs expected to be in the low 70s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA app.
Here to remind you, if you're in the market for a new car, shop Folsom Lake Kia. Low interest rates, low payments, and zero down deals with approval of credit. Folsom Lake Kia, over 25 years, right here in Folsom.
Do you hear that? That's your air conditioner working overtime this summer. But it's not just the temperature that's rising, so is your electric bill. Stop paying sky-high rates for your electricity with a solar electric system from Aztec Solar. Finally, you can calculate your monthly savings when you go solar without sitting through a 2-hour in-home sales pitch. Visit yourpowersavings.com and Aztec Solar will text you how much you'll save each month by going solar. Since 1980, Aztec Solar has helped thousands of homeowners with solar pool heating, solar electricity, and backup energy storage. Going solar is like getting an extra paycheck every month. How much will your paycheck be? Find out at yourpowersavings.com. Yourpowersavings.com. Looking for a deal today? Now you can own a solar electric system for just $99.95 cash offer after incentives. Act now. This offer expires soon. Aztec Solar. Solar and only solar since 1980.
Saving for retirement was tough enough for us.
Yes, and navigating markets can be challenging at times.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we take a disciplined approach with your investments.
Tell us more about that.
We take an active approach to money management, positioning your portfolio for opportunities we see ahead.
So all your clients get the same portfolio?
No, we tailor your portfolio to your individual goals and needs.
What about communication? We don't like being left in the dark.
We check in regularly to keep you informed on the markets and your portfolio.
Which means you'll help us stay on track.
Yes, our goal is your comfortable retirement. And as a fiduciary, we always put your interests first, because we do better when you do better. At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
So here's a fact. 85% of the population will suffer from foot pain in their lifetime. That's almost everyone. So you'd think there'd be plenty of healthy long-term remedies, but there just aren't, right? Hi, I'm Dan from the Good Feet store. You know, people come in all the time sharing the same frustrating story. Bought this, tried that, been there, done whatever, all different kinds of things, but all with a similar result. Nothing. A discouraging and endless cycle of disappointment. If this rings a bell, don't despair. There is hope. If you think you've tried everything, you probably haven't tried Good Feet arch supports from the Good Feet store. They're designed to relieve, even eliminate, the pain commonly caused by certain foot conditions like plantar fasciitis, bunions, flat feet, and others. Plus, provide better balance and increased comfort.
Do you have sore feet, an aching back, or plantar fasciitis? Then get to the Good Feet store nearest you for your free arch support fitting. Good Feet arch supports are only available at the Good Feet store.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by Kids Care Dental and Orthodontics, the Hot Tub Store, and Cattleman's.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
Well, you nailed it, Jason, right here on the national shows. The topic currently is LeBron, Curry, or Durant. They will not win another title. True or false, fact or fiction, like or spike, whatever it is. And you know, look, there's a question there. You and I think a lot. And by the way, when I say, like, you know, let's get away from social media speak here. When I say things like hardcore fans and casuals, casual is generally thought of as a pejorative. And I don't mean it like that at all. What I mean is people like us, obviously we get paid to talk about this and we're obsessed and we have to watch as much as we can. And then there's people out there that are obsessed and watch as much as they can, and they're hardcore fans. Then there's casuals, which again on social media is an insult, but it's in truth, it's not an insult. In fact, there are many, many times I kind of wish I was a casual. We've talked about this. These are people that are, let's say in this area, they're Kings fans. They want them to win. They when they go to games, they're into the popcorn and the sights and sounds, and they cheer their team. When the Kings lose, it's, man, we'll get them next time. Sacramento Kings forever. And they're not sitting there going, well, Monty really needs to check the cap and see if he can, you know, make the trade for the thing in the mid-level exception. Like, those are hardcore fans. The casuals are just like, well, I know they did their best, and we'll get them next time.
And that beam is fun.
And the beam is great. And I mean this, no snark.
Right.
There is nothing wrong with that. And as a matter of fact, you could argue it's better mentally health-wise.
Yeah, no, we joked about it when it ended, ran into a few people, hey, next year. I'm like, I today, like, if you told me that now,
yeah,
cool.
Right.
But we're not at minutes after they lost to the Pelicans, or I'm thinking about OKC. Hey, next year.
Right.
You know what? No, not now. But today, if you told me that, that's fine. We're good.
Right.
We're good.
I'll again defend the air quote casuals. It sounds like such an insult, but again, it's not. Like
Dave has a beef with the casuals.
No, they're honestly,
you want to be there.
It's kind of jealousy.
Yeah.
Because they're not the one. I mean, when you really think about it, we all have mortgages and rent and kids, or all the stuff that's going on in the world. We're like, oh man, we didn't make we didn't hit that jumper in the fourth, and we really need a stronger three. And it's like, dude, they don't care about you. Why do you care about them so much, you weirdo?
Yeah, no, to your point on the casuals, where it might be in such a long season, like we know this year specifically, there was ups and downs and roller coasters. Let's say there was a stretch where the Kings won 3 in a row. Mm-hmm. And then shortly thereafter had like 2 hideous losses, and you were in man, the Kings are playing great. Well, I know where you're. They had those 3 great, but actually the last 2 have been really bad.
I didn't really think about.
They didn't know or didn't follow. It's like, no, I saw that they had won like 3 in a row.
Right.
Well, there's been 2 awful losses since, but yeah, they did. They did win 3 in a row.
Or they beat a bad team by like 4, and
like a great win last night.
Yeah, we're disgusted. We're like, no, Portland had nobody. That was an embarrassment.
Right.
Oh, I thought they.
Didn't they win?
It wasn't a good win. Yeah. Why are we?
Yeah.
So why are we talking about casuals versus the hardcore fans and doing a preamble like that? Because look, I think for most hardcore fans, unless of course you're a fan of one of these teams, a playoffs where the Suns, the Lakers, Philly,
Warriors,
the Warriors, Curry and LeBron and AD and all these, Durant and Beal and Booker, and all these top flight. Now we get into James Harden and Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. They're all gone. Now, to me, I think to you, to a lot of the people listening right now, which by the way, odds are if you're listening to our dumb show at 6:36 in the morning, odds are you're hardcore.
Yeah.
You're a hardcore Kings fan or a hardcore basketball fan. To us, it's awesome. I love this. But I think the question is the ratings, which I haven't really seen much ratings info yet, but I'm going to guess that the ratings this year are going to be way, way down.
And which is, for me, I'm going to speak for me personally, I don't care at all.
I
know it's a talking point. I'm not saying we shouldn't talk about it.
I'm with you.
But like for the league is down because the ratings are down. I'm going to watch the finals.
Right. Couldn't
So
care less.
If everybody watched or if it was just me, I'm watching the finals.
They're still, and I can't imagine the NBA, although they're, I mean, really any day now. I thought it was supposed to be Friday, but they're about to close on all their TV deals.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be, that's another thing. Actually, I didn't write that in the show today. Yeah, we may be losing inside the NBA because NBC's trying to grab that basketball package from TNT. And Ernie Johnson has said he's not leaving TNT, which would then make Charles Barkley, he's not leaving Turner.
Right.
Which then triggers Charles Barkley as a free agent. I mean, straight up, unless somebody changes their mind, meaning Ernie Johnson, which it doesn't sound like he's going to.
He's been with Turner for so many years.
He's straight up said. And by the way, Ernie can't be that far off from. I could see Ernie any year over the last couple or the next few.
This one might do it for him right here.
100%. I could see Ernie being like, I've had a great run. I'm going to get out while I can. I mean, he's a devout family man. He's had a lot of hurt in his family and tragedy over the years. I could 100% see him saying, I've made enough money. I'm going to go spend time with my fam. But when you have the best sports show going and arguably the greatest studio show in any sports, I mean, you'd have to go back to the NFL today with Brent Musburger and friends, but that was, I think, almost more groundbreaking than it was as good as inside the NBA. Anyway, you got all this swirling around, and now we're looking at markets like Denver, Minnesota, Cleveland, Oklahoma City, that are all
Indiana.
Thank you. Like you got Dallas, you got New York, you got Boston.
Yeah. I think especially now at this point, if Boston doesn't win, I think it's a story. Like a significant story.
I agree.
Boston's been the best team. And so like if still somehow Curry got there or LeBron got there, it speaks to their greatness and their legacy, and or Denver getting back. But if it's someone new and not Boston, then it's like, wow, what an open year for the NBA.
What if it's Denver, though?
That's what I meant. If it's not
I'm
Denver,
sorry. I got you.
But if it's like in the end with all these, like Anthony Edwards is the future of the league. He may be. But if Boston win, are the young stars taking over? If Boston wins, the answer is no to me.
Yeah, we won't remember that. We'll that was the year where a bunch of people got knocked
because
out.
next year, what if LeBron is back? Sure. Or I don't know if this is a 1-year blip. I don't know. We gotta wait and see.
Dallas sends the Clippers home over the weekend. We'll have to get to that a little bit later when we have more time. Because the question here is Paul George gone? It sounds like he is. And if that's the case, I don't know if SGA posted on his I think it was his Instagram account, posted a screenshot of the trade for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for Paul George. And it is really interesting.
Who won the trade?
I mean, that is just, you understand what the Clippers were doing.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine the situation the Clippers be in right now if they just had stayed put. Screw Paul George, leave Paul George wherever. Now, a theme this week, and if you haven't caught the theme, we'll go to break on this thought. We have waved the flag and got on the megaphone for years throughout our interviews with Monty McNair, talking about 2 words, distressed asset. This is the summer of the distressed asset. Everything Monty has talked about when it comes to, we didn't make that move at the deadline, but guess what? We have all those picks still. We have this, we have that, we have the cupboard. I will happily go on record and say, I will be shocked. I mean, shocked, not surprised. I will be shocked if the Kings go into the season and they haven't added one of these assets. Really, really shocked, because this is what they've been waiting for, and there are multiple distressed assets that are going to be available.
And there's a need to do it.
There's a need to do it. Everything is right there. Monty's been waiting for this moment to pounce. Now, other GMs get paid too. We always say that. This is the moment he's been waiting for. So the question is, who's it going to be? And who are we giving up for that asset? We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll switch to baseball. Safer out. The A's are on fire. Strong desire and more. We'll get to that next.
Harrison Barnes plays here.
Harrison Barnes drives it, hammers it. The Black Falcon soaring into the night sky on a Monday evening in Northern California.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
I'm Tiffany, founder of Harlem Pilates. When I couldn't find Pilates in my neighborhood, I started a studio from my studio apartment. Chase Inc. helped me grow from 1 Pilates studio to 3. Because when you start small, you're going to need some big help.
With the Chase Inc. Business Cash Card, you can earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for Business. Make more of what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729. Or visit us at PowerCopier.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you one of the nearly 10 million families that own a timeshare? Unfortunately, many families stuck in timeshares have learned the dark side of ownership, as their timeshare ends up being nothing like they were promised. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. If you were lied to when buying a timeshare, you're going to need help. I know this because I once worked as a timeshare salesman, but quit the business and made it my personal mission to help folks get rid of bad timeshares. That's why I put together a timeshare exit information kit to help you understand how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation. Over 30,000 families have trusted us to get rid of their timeshares. Many started out by simply calling us for the free information kit and are now timeshare free.
To get your free information kit, call Wesley Financial now. Call 800-837-1919. That's 800-837-1919. 800-837-1919.
Kevin Lewis with National Garage Door, reminding you that in Sacramento, National Garage Door is the king of garage doors. We service, sell, and install garage doors and openers. Call us today for your basketball special. A new 16x7 Rainer garage door with insulation and a belt drive opener for only $24.49 installed. Give us a call today, 916-638-4554.
638-4554 National Garage Door.
Guys, are you still dealing with loss of energy, poor sleep, weight gain, and even ED? Revive Men's Health Sacramento offers guaranteed low T and ED treatments. And this month only, qualified patients get a free 1-month supply of personalized ED medication, plus a free ED treatment producing immediate results. Availability is limited. Book your free exam and consultation today. Call 916-365-4566. That's 916-365-4566. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Safe or out? It's time to go around baseball. 3 pitches, 3 swings. It's safe or out on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Size of Rob Gronkowski.
Mm-hmm.
And by size, think upsizematters.com.
Mm-hmm.
And Edelman was commenting on the size of Rob Gronkowski and how, yeah, the legend is true. But he goes, but the other tight end, he was hung.
Dang.
And the crowd, like, it was one of those. Okay, you remember, this is actually a perfect analogy. Remember when Vince Carter did the dunk in the All-Star game where his arm was hanging off the rim and the crowd had no idea what to do?
Right.
That was what it was like. So between that and commenting on Robert Kraft's choices and where he gets massages, and then Tom Brady telling Jeff Ross it almost looked like it was going to be a Chris Rock, Will Smith moment.
Uh-huh.
Brady gets up in Jeff's ear, but the mic's picked it up and says, don't say that S word again. I don't think I'm going to watch it. It's almost like why I watch Curb Your Enthusiasm through one hand.
Uh-huh.
I don't like uncomfortable things. Says the guy that just said he watched like 900 roasts. Christopher Lott, speaking of uncomfortable things, question 1, safe or out?
The A's are on fire, having won 8 of 10. Safe or out? The A's might be good?
Safe. I mean, please note that the question is might be good. Yeah, they might be good. It's a long season, but right now the feelings are good. I just can't help. It's one of those things where I don't know if I should just fall for it and let it be and let everyone, you should enjoy it. But also, I guarantee you, every A's fan out there, first off, mixed feelings because, oh, great, the team's moving and they're doing well. Secondly, you also know half these players are going to be gone at the trade deadline. But right now, today, the A's have won 8 of 10. It's a great thing.
I would say this, probably safe because they're definitely better than everybody thought.
Right.
The other thing that they're taking advantage of, which is not their fault, they have a bad division right now.
Yes.
So if they were in the other 2 American League divisions, they'd be further back. Like, they still could have the same record where you go, hey, they're doing some nice things, but they're only 2.5 out of leading their own division. So, I mean, that is in play, and that wouldn't have been in play like if they were with the Orioles with the Guardians.
Sure.
Like they're way back already, but they're not.
And
so,
to your point, they're a game under 500. Like, we're not talking like they're 20-3.
But they've been way better. I mean, a lot of people thought this is maybe how many wins they'd have in August.
Right.
So,
That's true. I mean, honestly, when you're looking at the standings and the fact that the A's right now have won 17, what'd they win, 50, 51 last year? They're almost halfway there, and we're in beginning of May.
Mm-hmm. Good for them.
Number 2, please. Safe or out?
Oakland starts a 3-game set tonight, hosting the defending champs. Safe or out? Their next 11 versus Texas, Seattle, and Houston will let us know the answer to question 1.
Yeah, I think so. As to whether or not they might be good. Look, you got Texas, Seattle, and Houston. They go on the road. They've got 4 at home versus Texas to wrap up this homestand. And then you're on the road for 3 in Seattle, 4 in Houston, and then you go to Kansas City before coming home versus Colorado. Yeah, look, out of the next 11, hell, if they can go 6-5 or better, we're talking real deal Holyfield.
Yeah, I mean, and I guess I will say this will help, but I don't think if they go 6-5 and they're 23-23, and they in theory could be in first. I don't know how great they are, but again, they're better than we thought.
Yeah.
And the division is open, so go for it.
Especially when you consider Shohei Ohtani gets paid more than the entire team.
Yes.
A non-deferred, by the way. You can bet on that. Number 3.
Safe or out? The Giants suck.
Yeah, that's safe. They are. They just. I don't know what
nondescript 15-20.
Right, like they're
even
not
with Logan Webb.
Right, and poor Logan Webb, man, who's so loyal, so local. And you're what we say they're 15-20, yeah, 7.5 back in tied for 3rd, 4th place, whatever it is. They're just they have nothing to offer. And by the way, Matt Chapman's making errors all over the place. Balls are going between his legs. Like, what are we doing? It just seems like I don't know what this fascination is for some. And it really is kind of a there are some people that really almost take this personally. There's nothing personal about it for me. I got no skin in the game other than being a lifelong Giants fan. But Farhan Zaidi is terrible, and I don't know why it's taken so long. The longer he's around, the longer you're just going to be mired in this vat of crap and mediocrity. Please remember, for example, the Oakland A's entire payroll is $62.6 million. Okay? Tampa Bay, $100 million. Baltimore, $101 million. The San Francisco Giants payroll is $198 million of what? Of what did you do?
Yeah.
You signed a bunch of past their prime guys.
They got Bryce.
No.
They got Aaron.
No. Hell, at this point, give me Carlos Correa. I don't care. At least it's interesting. You got a couple of cool pieces, obviously. I think the whole Blake Snell thing's a little unfair.
Yeah, give him some. He's fine. He knows how to pitch.
But right now, pretty much every move the guy has made has been either a disaster or a catastrophe. And you got, what do we say, 15-20? It's 35. What do you have, 127 games left of this? Unless, look, I know you don't want to do this in the middle of the year, but I don't even know if this is possible. But if I own the Giants, I'm clearing out that front office now and seeing what we can do at the trade deadline to at least make this thing interesting. But that's the other thing,
right now,
too.
they're not interesting.
They're not interesting, Jason. And on top of them not being interesting, I don't know what their movable parts are, man.
Right.
I don't know what their movable parts are. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get back into the playoffs, distressed assets, and move on to round 2. We had one series open over the weekend. We got another tonight. So we'll have fun with that. Sit back, relax. Second hour next. Sacktown Sports.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry. You never have to miss them again. Check out sacktownsports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on SacktownSports.com.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm meteorologist Kelly Curran in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. We are looking at a chilly start today, but temperatures warming up a little bit as we get into the afternoon. In fact, highs expected to be in the low 70s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA app.
Shop Folsom Lake Kia for special offers right now. I'm Coach Doug Christie urging you to visit my friends at Folsom Lake Kia and save big on your next new or certified pre-owned vehicle right now. Visit FolsomLakeKia.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave inviting you to make the switch to electric this spring and save big with American Energy. Stay ahead of those spiking energy bills this summer with up to $9,000 in rebates on a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. American Energy is providing huge rebates from SMUD as well as spring specials by installing one of many incredibly efficient AC options available to you right now. Get rid of those fluctuating gas bills in the winter and switch to year-round all-electric with American Energy. Let them perform a free in-home energy efficiency analysis and see where they can help you save for the warmer months ahead. These guys are the best. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ from the Better Business Bureau. Learn more by calling 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
The NBA playoffs are here, and we all know playoff mode is a thing. Listen to the evidence. Playoff crowds are going wild. Playoff players are lighting up the court. Even your speakers are in playoff mode. Okay, we'll take it down a notch, but just a notch, because this is the Turn It Up to 11 NBA playoffs. Playoff mode is clearly a thing. The NBA playoffs presented by Google Pixel continue on ABC, ESPN, and TNT.
My son loves to fly kites, but my active psoriatic arthritis can sometimes hold me back. Now with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready to go. Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults, helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by Kids Care Dental and Orthodontics, the Hot Tub Store, and Kettleman's.
Hi, everyone. It's Emron Pilati, host of the True Sports Card Show here on Sacktown Sports 1140 every Saturday at 10 a.m. Would you like a chance to meet Ricky Henderson, Dennis Rodman, Johnny Manziel, Randy Johnson, Frank Thomas, Vlad Guerrero Sr., Dave Stewart, and our favorite Malik Monk, and meet over 90 sports card dealers all in one weekend? This is your chance to do it on May 17th through the 19th at the Roseville Fairgrounds at the Sacramento Autograph Expo. You can get all the information about the show on our website at sacautograph.expo.com. That's sacautograph.expo.com.
Seems like all this artificial intelligence stuff stirs up the age-old debate of man versus machine. Hi, it's Dan from the Good Feet store, and let me ask you, would you let a robot cut your hair? Would you rely on an app to teach a kid to ride a two-wheeler? Let's face it, some things require the human touch. People come to us seeking a solution to foot, leg, and back pain after trying all kinds of things recommended by in-store machines or website blurbs. An impersonal, generic approach to solving a problem that's unique to you. No wonder they usually don't work. At the Good Feet store, you'll meet with an arch support specialist who will take the time to learn about your needs, your feet, your lifestyle, and then fit you from over 300 models and sizes of arch supports, designed for pain relief, better balance, and more comfort.
Do you have sore feet, an aching back, or plantar fasciitis? Then get to the Good Feet store nearest you for your free arch support fitting. Good Feet arch supports are only available at the Good Feet store.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your new home for 49ers football in the 916.
Sacktown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom,
with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on
Dave, Jason Ross. Hey, you know what we're going to do today?
What's that?
Have a blast.
Yeah.
What?
We're going to have a blast.
We are going to have a blast.
I forgot what we were going to do, but now
we're going to take it all the way. We're going to go till 10.
You want to today for everybody?
Why not?
Because we got such faithful listeners. Till 10.
As we get into the playoffs here, I just wanted to take a quick minute. This is the best video you'll hear all day. This is nothing to do with sports, but for those prospective and current parents out there, this is a sign that we are all screwed. Like, we're just screwed. This is looks like a high teens, early 20s college age kid talking about parents and events growing up.
Am I the only one whose narcissistic parent would show up to every single event I was ever involved in? This is one of those weird ones where I always felt like speaking about this behavior negatively could be perceived in the wrong way. Like my parent was just being supportive, and how lucky was I to have a parent who always showed up? Boo-hoo, your parent was there for you. But did you also feel like sometimes it was a bit excessive, especially if it was a bit more of a repetitive thing where maybe I was doing the same thing on multiple days in a row? Like, you do not have to attend every one. And what makes this lean more towards the negative, in my opinion, in terms of behavior, is that if I ever didn't want them to show up to every single showing of something, that was considered to be disrespectful. It was very much that taking me out of school for lunch, sort of picking me up and dropping me off everywhere I went energy, where on the surface, it seems very convenient, very thoughtful even, but it's a pattern of controlling behavior, I think, for narcissistic parents that prevented me from practicing independence and developing relationships outside of my immediate family.
So note to parents out there. If you show up to all your kids' events, you're there cheering them on, driving them everywhere, dropping them off, you're not allowing them to create independent relationships, and it's a very controlling thing, which means I'm
calling that narcissistic
parenting, because you feel the need to drop them off and pick them up everywhere and support them. I would love to see the reactions from, I don't know, let's just start with people that either don't have their parents or have one parent, or don't have parents that are privileged enough to be able to drop them places, involve them in events. You ever see that scene in what's the Full Metal Jacket, where they take the soap in the bag, they just beat the hell out of what's his face? Like, I have a feeling that would be we're Jason, we're screwed. And officially, I think, crossing the Rubicon into old head, I'm sitting here going, we're screwed. Chris, do you have a contrarian comment on?
Or the next group?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know how this one person describes the entire generation to come.
He's right. He's right. You can't stereotype an entire generation.
I will say that my dad was banned from coming to my games.
Why?
Because he kind of made it about himself.
Narcissistic parent.
I will say this: better to probably not have parent show up than parent. And you know this. I see this all the time with my son in basketball. Is the worst, where you get over aggressive parent screaming at the ref, screaming at the umpires.
Yeah.
That's just, well, I don't want to go too hard on it.
And he was an umpire.
You're kidding me.
No.
Can the good parent, if there's such a thing, guideline be what we want in a good owner? Be there, be supportive, get out of the way.
Jason, I think you said it perfectly. You're 100% right. Be there, write the checks, be supportive.
I know you're there,
right?
But also, like, I know you're not going to do it because you're. It's not for you.
That's right. You're not living. I kind of want to put a line here because I don't want to sound like I'm killing Chris's dad here. Just in general, parenting, like, it's not about you.
Yeah. Now, if your child like shreds a knee, like, yeah, absolutely go out there and be supportive and helpful. But like while they're playing, like, that's their game.
What just happened? I feel like something just happened. Did I
I'll talk to you about it.
Okay, I feel like I just accidentally stepped in something.
Oh, with Chris.
Moving on. It's not about you. It's about your kids. And if you're wondering why there aren't enough refs and umpires and God knows what, that's a big reason why. I saw a video the other day of a referee at a basketball game straight up getting, I'm not joking, like suplexed. It's out there by a bunch of angry parents because he made a bad call. By the way, a lot of these umpires, we talked about this before, umpires, referees, all that, they're volunteering their time. Like the kid that coaches my son's basketball team right now in the summertime, I think he's 20. He's 20. He's making a little off-season money and doing the best he can with these kids. So if you're wondering if you're, and I mean, you never want to judge parents too much, but if you're a parent that is going to your kids' games and screaming at the refs and getting upset at bad calls, you're literally a bad parent. Like, it's you. Look in the mirror. Like, there's no, there is judgment there, and you're ruining. By the way, it's also okay on occasion. Like, if my kid's team is beating the hell out of the other team, and then the other team like hits a three, I'm clapping. I want the other kid. I don't want to smash the other kids either. You're competitive.
Bandwagon.
Huh? I know, right? Anyways. Oh, MC said it's called a blanket party, the soap thing. I mean, yeah, he would.
Didn't I know?
Thank you, MC. I would not. I would. But that sounds fun. Hey, let's go to a blanket party. All right.
I don't think you'd go to a party where we're going to kick the crap out of you.
All right, so you set it up. Let's have a blanket party. There'll be blankets and pillows and pizza.
Yeah.
The Wolves have stolen home court advantage. Well, I guess not. They didn't steal it. They literally walked in and took it from Denver. They committed a crime. They earned it. They go 1-0 up on Denver. Nikola Jokic was just thrown look after look after look. He was asked after the game. We'll get to the question, but basically, how do you stop this here?
What's the adjustment that you can make to, Rudy Gobert's length, and not only that, them just rotating 3 fresh bigs on you, for most of the game.
To have a duplicate clone of myself, and then I can be fresh when they sub another guy. I'm going to be fresh. I don't know.
Look, Jokic is when you get him going, he's actually an incredibly thoughtful interview.
Yeah,
and it's a really good insight. Look, Rudy Gobert had 6 points, 3 blocks, and 13 rebounds. Okay. Karl Anthony Towns had 20 points and 4 rebounds. Okay. Naz Reid, 16 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Okay. Like none of those games jumped out. But what the key to their success in this series especially is their job is to lean on Nikola Jokic and just try to cut the head of the snake off. And it's not just, by the way, he had 32, 9, and 8.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not like he had a bad game. 3 steals, but he had 7 turnovers.
Right.
And he played 41 minutes.
What was Murray's final numbers?
Murray, 34 minutes, 17 points, 4 assists on 6 of 14 shooting.
Yeah.
They need more out of him.
Right.
It wasn't like a no-show, but they need a lot more out of him. 20 points out of Michael Porter Jr., and then 9 from Gordon. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope with 6. And they got a handful of single digits off the bench. The problem here, Jason, if you're Denver, other than being down 1-0, is there's also, you've got to think, going to be a cumulative effect on Nikola Jokic as they lean and lean and lean on him. It's not going to get any easier. It's on over to you, Michael Malone. You got to adjust.
I think Denver has advantages in this series of 1, home court. Now that's gone. 2, experience. That's okay. You're already down 1-0. Now maybe you can rally on your experience of being there before. Where I think Minnesota's advantage is in this, they have better depth than Denver.
Yes.
And so now if you can rotate 3 big guys like we just discussed on their best player.
Yes.
But not only just that, just the amount of length they have to go on Murray and Gordon and Michael Porter Jr. Like, they just have enough people to throw around at different. They got a lot of options.
They really do.
What Minnesota's strength is.
It's going to be interesting if just for fun's sake, if Minnesota were to win the title, or even get to the finals. Tim Connelly signed last year as their new GM and is going to get the credit, but you really also have to look at the front office that was ahead of him that really helped build this team. And now you have Anthony Edwards, who is one of the, if not the toasts of the playoffs. And Jason, I don't know if this has made it your way or not. There have been a number of analysts and ex-players even that have said, I haven't seen a guy look like this since Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Can I just say slow down?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, like, I'm really enjoying Anthony Edwards.
Yes.
It's okay to love what he's doing.
Yes.
Everything that he is, and he seems to be tracking all these great things. Just let him be that. We always do this. And I say we, the collective media. Right. And it's like right now he feels like he's the hottest thing going. And I have no issue with that. But it was like at one point we were doing this about Zion. And I'm not saying he's going to go down that path. Like, Zion still could be great, too.
Absolutely could be.
It's just we always are trying to put someone else next. Just let them all develop. Like, just wait till Victor Wembanyama. He's going to be great.
Yes.
Just let it happen.
You're talking about the greatest playoff performer in history. You're talking about arguably the greatest player in history.
And you're trying to do it now when he finally won a series.
And he's doing wonderful.
Yes, he is.
He averaged 31 points in the last series and starts out with 43.
Right. And the problem is then it feels like you're trying to dump on him, which is not what I'm trying to do.
No, God,
it's
no.
Like Jordan's the GOAT.
Right.
So we don't need to go there.
No. You can go there in about 5-6 years when he's got 3-4 rings.
Think about it now. Like, LeBron has done stuff to be in the conversation, and people don't want to do it. And that's okay. And yet you've got a guy that's won a series,
right? That
we're trying to do it already. It's
honest to God, they're not obviously comparing legacies yet, but they're comparing play style.
Yeah.
First off, Anthony Edwards is a little bit shorter than Michael Jordan. Secondly, if you want to compare him to somebody, I think it's a completely wrong comparison. You want to compare Anthony Edwards. It's not exact, but the guy I would compare him more to when it comes to ball handling, his ability to stop on the dime and hit a jumper, his ability to get to the rack. you can look over at Dallas and see their guard and go, oh, okay, Kyrie Irving is with all the Kyrie Irving hullabaloo outside of basketball. People forget that any conversation about pure skilled scoring ability and IQ when it comes to basketball, Kyrie Irving should be in any all-time conversation. There are times when Kyrie Irving's playing and he's on a heater and you're like, I don't remember seeing this. Yeah. This is insane. Anthony Edwards, to me, that's the Anthony Edwards Kyrie Irving is more of a comp, like a young Kyrie.
Right.
Get out of here with MJ. Not because you're insulting MJ necessarily, although it is a little bit of an insult, but you put that on this kid's shoulders.
Right.
Also, you don't want to compare him to MJ in one thing. You can talk charisma.
Yeah.
Because this kid's got charisma falling out of his pockets. We'll take a break. When we come back, we still need to get to Pacers Knicks opening tonight. Also, another coach fired over the weekend. Take ham on 5, hold the mayo, as the guy said in an airplane. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, 3 for Madness, Jimmy Buckets, Minnesota, and the second round series on the way. We'll talk about it in just 1 minute.
Kevin Herter plays here.
It's Herter. He's been hot. He fires. He's still hot. Kevin Herter from downtown has a 15-point first quarter.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with everything I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of dry AMD called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, colors appear dull or washed out. For others, hazy or blurred vision make it hard to see details, like fine print on price tags. Many have trouble seeing in the dark, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you think you have GA, don't wait. Treatments are available. Ask a retina specialist about FDA-approved treatments for GA and go to GAWon'tWait.com.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
I'll say this because I know it's 7:16. We got to get to 3 for Madness, and everybody's kind of been waiting. I mean, I quit blowing my tweets up, my texts up. I'll get to it right now. Everybody wants to know what I think about the Kendrick Lamar and Drake situation going on right now and who I have winning. I know everybody's been waiting for my take on it. I will tell you this. I don't know 95% of what they're talking about. I don't. I'm the wrong guy to ask. And by the way, I'm joking. Nobody cares what I think. But I will say this. I've listened to every song that's come out in this thing to try to just, because it's in pop culture, I just want to at least kind of know. Plus, you're talking about 2 insanely talented hip-hop artists that are putting out a ton of content. It's kind of cool. From my uneducated, ignorant point of view, and I'm saying this because I know there's people in the audience that are really following this thing. So just honestly, educate me. Tell me if I'm off. It really, truly does seem to me like Kendrick Lamar. This is like, what would be the example here? I hate using this example. I do because I love him. Everybody knows that, like a brother. But this is almost like when Jose Aldo fought Uriah Faber. Like, you may love both, but like, I feel like Kendrick Lamar is like, we're watching somebody's career get absolutely destroyed, and Drake's arguably the biggest hip hop artist in the world. I don't know how he comes back from this. And on top of that, Kendrick's last song he put out called Ain't Like Us. That's actually I've probably listened to that song like 70 times since it came out on Saturday. I can't stop listening to it. It is an actual, they're playing at the clubs. Like, it's actually usually most beef tracks, if you will, which is a great name for a band. They're not really like that great of songs. It's just the lyric. This one is killing it. And he got DJ Mustard on the beat too, Jason, which is huge.
Did he?
Yeah, he did, as a matter of fact. That's the extent. So I'm actually curious. 916-339-1140 or the YouTube chat. Who's winning? Am I off? Did I nail it? That is old men talking about hip hop beefs. Brought to you by absolutely nobody who would never sponsor that in the world because nobody cares. Good?
Yeah.
We covered it now.
There you go.
3 for Madden.
Sponsored by Fence Pizza Cooker.
Over the Fence Pizza Cooker. I forgot to get with you during the, dang it. I wanted to get with you during the break. I have a really bad feeling I know what happened, but we'll see.
I think you do. I don't think I have to tell you.
I don't think I knew that, though.
You did.
I don't think I did.
Then you forgot.
Shoot. 3 for Madden. Question 1.
It sounds like Jimmy Butler and Miami might be parting ways. Should the Kings take a look?
All right. This is going to come up. Jimmy Butler's in the news. Maybe he wants out. His time has ended. Jason, I think there's exactly 2 things that could happen if the Kings acquire Jimmy Butler. 1, he's the exact right guy this team needs, a guy who can play defense, who plays the right position, who is a dog of all dogs of the doggity dog dogs, and will come in and all that stuff about toughness and heart and mental focus and all that. Jimmy Butler will take care of that because he's Jimmy effing Butler. Or what I think, it's like Jimmy Butler on the Timberwolves, and he comes in and just proceeds to break this entire team, to absolutely break them, to get in their head, to not give a you-know-what. He wants to go to a bigger market, and he comes in and just destroys the brains of this team. And I'm leaning towards a little more of that. Maybe he softened up.
Really?
Yes. Look, one of the biggest knocks on this team is that they kind of, you can knock them down, or if they're knocking you down, you can get up and counter in a game. They're not there's not enough dogs on the team. How many times this year have we talked about, well, there's Trey Lyles. That's about it. Jimmy Butler preys on that. Like, that's his thing. If you're not going to go to war with him, then he's going to embarrass you. And there's the old story about him in Minnesota during a practice showing up the coach, and instead of the starters versus the reserves, he took the reserves and proceeded to beat the starters like 5, 6, 7 straight games and was yelling and getting into, just absolutely annihilating them. And Karl Anthony Towns was on that team. And you've heard, I think it was Jeff Green spoke about that whole thing who on a podcast, who was also on that team. Jimmy Butler eviscerated the entire team, the coach, the staff, the owner, all in 1, 2, 3 hour session, and then went home and tweeted about it. Like, you want to talk about a boomer bust. That is the most boomer bust move for the Kings.
Yeah, I feel like it would land more in the first part, but I could be wrong. The thing that would give me a difference in those two, it felt like when you heard reports, what Jimmy didn't like about the Minnesota time was with Russell, with I believe D'Angelo Russell was there. Yeah, and Karl Anthony Towns and Wiggins. And he didn't like their motor at all.
Right.
Like, when you're talking about Fox and Sabonis, I don't think we're ever looking at people that don't play hard. Like, Sabonis is perpetually playing hard. Now, the dog part is some question. I think that's fair to bring up. But I think he might be the exact one, and I think he would be the one that would come in and be like, all right, look, you guys have had some success. But I know exactly what it takes to get to a finals. This is what we're going to do. Like, I feel like he would be the voice of the team that they need from one of your best players. Now, what's the deal? How do you get it done? I don't know. The only other thing that would give me a little bit of pause, it felt like he wanted to go to Miami. He loves that culture. He wanted to work hard. That's the kind of guy he wanted to be. And if he truly wants out, it makes me wonder why.
Yeah, you want out of the Miami. You're coming from Miami Heat culture to Sacramento culture.
If it's true that he really wants out.
Not for nothing. Also 35 years old in September.
Yeah.
That's a big thing because you're probably paying him more than anyone. I don't know how you figure it out cap wise, but you do. And they're not giving him away for free.
Right.
He's going to be 35 in September. All right, number 2.
Question 2.
Minnesota beats Denver in Colorado. Is it a sign of things to come or a blip for the champs?
I'm gonna take a side here. I'm gonna trust in the champions. I don't know if it's a blip or a bloop, but I still have Denver coming away in this series. Michael Malone and his staff have been very good at making adjustments. Denver just generally seems inevitable, and this is Minnesota's real first foray deeper into the playoffs. there is something about championship experience, and they won that first game, and Jamal Murray did not have a Jamal Murray game. I do think they adjust, and I don't have any, when you're a team like Denver, home court advantage doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
It matters more to Minnesota. Denver can very easily go into Minnesota and pluck a game or two. Do I think this is going to be Denver in 5? No, but I actually do think it'll be Denver in 6, and I hope I'm wrong. Nothing against Denver. I'd love to see Minnesota get through this series.
Well, the thing is, I don't think it's shocking at all that Minnesota won a game in this series. It's just that it's the first one. So now all of a sudden you're going, wait, is Minnesota the better team? We don't know. We need to see a little bit more, and I wouldn't be surprised if Denver does respond and evens this up. But I kind of want to see more games. But, yeah, I feel like Denver. I will go with the blip part for now with knowing that, hey, maybe Minnesota does have more to offer. But I really do trust in the experience and what we've seen before in Denver and having the better record all year.
Number 3, please.
Question 3.
What other second-round series are you looking most forward to?
Okay. I mean, there's some good ones, but that's not the answer. I got to say Indiana and New York.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to this series.
Bing bong.
Yeah. There's a lot of history there. There's a lot of history, and not that, none of these players, some of these players I don't even think were born or, I think a lot of them weren't even born when Reggie Miller did the choke move to Spike Lee and blah, blah, blah. But there's a few. Look, Oklahoma City, Dallas, that could be a very fun series. But for me, Knicks Pacers.
Yeah, I think it's because of New York, that big city, that atmosphere, that fan base. The intrigue a little bit about the Pacers, what they were able to do against Milwaukee. I'm with you. I like that series. I think that could be fun.
All right, we will take a break. Look, when we come back, in honor of the big Drake versus Kendrick Lamar beef, what are the best sports beefs ever? And how fun would it be to have, I don't know, whatever the athletic equivalent of a diss track is, but and are there any current ones going on right now? But I got a list here of some of the best sports beefs ever. We'll get to that next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm meteorologist Kelly Curran in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. We are looking at a chilly start today, but temperatures warming up a little bit as we get into the afternoon. In fact, highs expected to be in the low 70s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA app.
Pound of Cure. And when it comes to a nice, cool summer, it's so true. Right now, get a complete air conditioner tune-up for just $59. Bonnie. Plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air. Bonnie.com. Some restrictions apply. License 696355.
You go into your shower feeling, but as soon as you reach for the Irish Spring, your day immediately gets better. That crisp, fresh, unmistakable Irish Spring scent zings your brain and awakens your senses. So when you finally emerge from the shower, 37 minutes later, because you pay the water bill so you can stay in there as long as you want, you're ready to take on the day and smell great doing it. Irish Spring Body Wash and Bar Soap. Fresh, green, Irish. Shop now at Walmart.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Golf Monthly lists 10 things great golfers don't do. They don't arrive at the course with minutes to spare. Get there in time to properly warm up. They don't follow one mistake with another. Take your medicine and move on. They don't lose their cool. Tiger takes 10 steps and the problem is gone from his mind. They don't give up. A bad round can always get better. They don't blame their tools. It wasn't the putter's fault you three-putted. And they don't worry about three-putting. Move to the next hole and try again. Great golfers don't take unnecessary risks. Keep those large numbers off the scorecard. They don't underclub. Weekend golfers think they hit the ball farther than they actually do. They don't always hit the driver. Put the big stick back in the bag when it's not behaving. And finally, great golfers don't hit balls randomly. Have a plan on the range and stick to it. And take that same plan to the course. It's a game. Have some fun out there. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Guys, are you ready to give up because you think you've tried everything and you're still dealing with loss of energy, poor sleep, weight gain, and even ED? Revive Men's Health Sacramento has local medical providers that offer low T and ED treatments customized to each patient's unique physical makeup. By working with a specialized compounding lab, personalized treatments are guaranteed, even when generic pills and supplements haven't worked. It all starts with your free comprehensive exam and consultation. Availability is limited. Book today, and for this month only, Revive offers qualified patients a free 1-month supply of personalized ED medication, plus a free ED treatment producing immediate results. The experts at Revive Men's Health Sacramento will work to provide the right treatment for you so you can show up as the best you in all aspects of your life. Call 916-365-4566. That's 916-365-4566. Or send them a private message at revivemenshealth.com.
This segment is brought to you by Kia of Vacaville. Check them out at kiavacaville.com.
They bleed black and purple. It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on your local sports leader, Sacktown Sports.
If you don't recognize the song we're coming back to, that is the instrumental of Kendrick Lamar's latest in this beeving with Drake.
Beeving.
It's plural for beef.
Yeah.
Beeves. So I started thinking, like I said, I don't understand 90% of it, but I like art in all forms except painting. I don't get painting. But I can appreciate good art. And, I mean, Kendrick Lamar literally won a Pulitzer Prize. Like, he's incredibly talented, as is Drake. And so I'm thinking, okay, well, how do we apply this since this is in the zeitgeist right now?
Right.
And, we're a couple of middle-aged, doofuses, or I'll speak for myself at least. I am a middle-aged doofus.
Put me there.
So how do we, apply this to sports? What are some of the best beefs ever? And I've listed a few. You know, we just talked about one, Reggie Miller versus Spike Lee and the Knicks. That was a great 90s NBA on NBC John Tesh beef. I would look, when you break out into a full-scale brawl in a preseason game, you're definitely beefing. The 02 era Lakers Kings is still, and obviously it affects us locally, but that was just a fantastic beef. I didn't want to double Kings it, but you could arguably put Warriors Kings in there from last year, Draymond and all that, but it was really kind of, whatever. Tanya Harding, Nancy Kerrigan. I mean, that was
jealousy, written behind all that.
Yeah, and people in jail, and I mean that was
crimes.
Serious crimes.
Yeah.
I put this in here as a general. This is more 80s, 90s, but USA versus Russia.
Of course.
Specifically the hockey, but really you could USA versus Russia when it came to basketball. USA's first loss in the Olympics coming to Russia. If you ever go back and watch the end of that game where you think the ref
72,
I think it was
just corrupt.
When you think the ref screwed the Kings in Game 6, that looked like that was called straight down the middle compared to the USA Russia that game. There are a lot of beeves we could bring from the fight world, but Ali Frazier was probably, I mean, Ali had a couple. Ali Foreman was fun as well, but Ali Frazier, that went, I mean, there's movies and documentaries about it, and Ali getting, I mean, Rumble in the Jungle and just all over the place, and Ali really, really digging on, I mean, Joe Frazier had no chance against Ali in a war of words,
right?
And Ali just brutalized him, and then they went back and forth in the ring.
Now on the beef front, do you like in some of these, like there's literally fighting that's taking place, and other times there's just the war of the or do you feel like they're both? What's the definition?
Not everyone has to be like actual fighting, right? I don't think like Reggie and Spike Lee was
right. They weren't going to fight,
and then the Kobe and Shaq. There was
teammates,
100%. Yeah. I mean, in fact, I think Shaq literally did drop a diss track on Kobe. How's my what?
Yep.
Yeah. And then
does it change over time when at the end there was such incredible respect they had for one another?
So that's the thing about this stuff is that I also, and again, I don't pretend to understand everything or anything about the Drake Kendrick Lamar thing, but in the back of my head, I'm thinking, they're both getting more views on them right now than any musical artist in the world. And I'm only half joking. I think I tweeted yesterday that August 1st, 2024, Drake and Kendrick each dropped their 325th diss track and then announced the 2025 reunification tour coming soon. I'm only half joking when I say that. Would not shock me whatsoever. And we've seen, for example, the one diss track I'm most familiar with is No Vaseline by Ice Cube, and Ice Cube ended up later on doing some stuff with a couple NWA guys, mainly Dr. Dre. So it's not like this one's kind of different, man. Kendrick Lamar's not like, hey, your beats suck and you did this and you did that.
Right.
He's like, you're a pedophile.
Yeah.
Straight up. That. I don't know how you come back from any of that. So there's levels to this stuff. Bird versus Magic would be the other one I think that comes.
And again, at the end, great friends, mutual respect.
Yep.
And you just go, I guess you like when they get there, but you also kind of like the conflict, don't you?
I think the conflict, especially, I think the best sports beefs are when you have two guys or girls, whomever, teams at the top of their games, and we know we're going to see them again.
Yeah. Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. We were looking for
fantastic.
At first it was they can't have this. Of course they can. And then you wanted to see it happen again. What will it look like the second time?
Guys, I'm sorry. You're right on the chat. I apologize. I'm doing it in real time. You're 100% right. Ali Frazier was the thrill in Manila. Rumble in the Jungle was Ali and Foreman. My apologies. You're 100,000 trillion % right. Thank you. Here's a great one. John McEnroe, Jimmy Connors.
Mm-hmm.
Again, that's the perfect beef. But there's a difference between a beef and a rivalry. Although they kind of Venn diagram each other sometimes, I don't think you can have a beef without a rivalry, but I do think you can have a rivalry without a beef.
Yeah.
You could have two rivals going at it that's like mutual respect. He's the best in the world. I just want to get there. It's an honor and a privilege.
We had that with Harbaugh and Carroll, right?
Yeah, I think so. Absolutely, I think so.
Certainly the teams we did.
For sure.
But I felt like there was something there with Harbaugh and Carroll from college to the Niners, Seahawks.
And I think, having faced each other in 2 Super Bowls in the last, 5 years, you could say there's a good rivalry between the Niners and Chiefs, and the Chiefs have prevented the Niners from winning not 1, but 2 Super Bowls. I don't think there's a beef.
No, because I'll say this. So that to that example, it felt like the beef was with the Eagles.
100,000% correct, Jason.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's like the rivalry is the Chiefs.
Yes.
The beef, they whatever happened, that the Niners did felt a little one-sided to me. Like, why are you talking about the Eagles so much? To be honest, the Eagles, I don't think we're really talking about you.
Right. It was the Eagles beat them last year, or the year before last. Then the Niners spent all offseason, Debo especially, and honestly, as a Niner fan, I was like, guys, you got beat. Now
you lost.
Purdy got hurt. I get it. You still got beat. Just shut up and beat them. Whatever. They talked their crap. But you know what? history to the victors.
Yeah,
they
do
backed
what you
it
did
up.
this year was all they needed to do. If they didn't talk, that would have been better, but that's all right.
No, they destroyed them.
I think that you can have beef without rivalry.
Yeah, well, yeah.
example?
I guess in the true sense of the word.
One example I would give would be Tommy Pham and Jock Peterson.
When Tommy slapped him over, what was it, fantasy football?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That was just beef. Not really a rivalry. That was just beef. By the way,
all I did was put him on my injured reserve.
By the way, how's the Beef What's for Dinner people not getting involved in this? There's got to be a great sponsorship here for them. Yeah, I do think rivalries that have a touch. How many years? Giants, Dodgers, Yankees, Red Sox.
Mm-hmm.
They're always going to be rivals. But man, when you get a bench clear during a season, let's just be honest. I don't think any of us advocate violence in sports per se, but it makes it a lot more entertaining if the Giants and Dodgers are. The Giants suck. Let's go Red Sox, Yankees. They have a bench clearing brawl tomorrow. The ratings are up for every one of their games the rest of the year, and God forbid they appear in the playoffs against each other.
Right.
It's a thing. But I think rivalries are one thing, Jason, but I do think beef adds to it. There's just not. I almost wish there were more beefs. Celtics Pistons.
Mm-hmm.
That was a hell of a beef back in the 80s. The Lame Beer, Mahorn, Isaiah Thomas, and Jordan. Oh my God,
that's a beef.
That's a full-on rivalry and beef,
and has not gotten better.
Has it almost gotten worse? I'm waiting for Beeman has beef with messy eaters. Clean yourself up and eat like an adult, you clown.
Okay. Where'd that come from?
Well, that's kind of why that's kind of what I was waiting. Ooh, there we go. I forgot about that. Michael Crabtree and Aqib Talib. Patrick Beverly and reporters trying to do their jobs. Yeah.
Nothing came out of that yet, right? I know he apologized, but nothing from the league.
Nothing has come out from the league. Oh, this is terrible. The Raiders making the playoffs.
Wow.
We got a break here. I saw something yesterday. It just came across my timeline. It was a Raider fan. I don't know who it was, but just a Raider fan that was upset at somebody's draft grades. Talking to other Raider fans is like, one of the things I love is proving them wrong. It's one of my favorite things. And I'm thinking, I'm not trying to be a D-bag here, but how long has it been since the Raiders proved anything wrong? And then I started looking. I was like, oh my God, I thought the Kings were bad since 2002. But 2002 was basically the last time the Raiders had a really good team.
Mm-hmm.
They're worse than the Kings in the last 22 years. And so I started thinking, God, what if you are a Kings and Raiders fan? And there's a lot of them. There's also a lot of Kings, Raiders, A's fans. If you're a Kings, Raiders, A's fan, not only are your teams generally inept, you've now dealt with 3 relocations or relocation attempts over the last 10 years. Is there a worse triple combo platter to be than an A? And I'm saying this because I know there's a lot of people in our audience who are.
Right. Those are their exact teams.
Is there a like the Raiders? I'm not trying to pile on. I swear to God, I'm a Kings fan. I have no room to talk here. Like the Raiders continually are horrible every year. And every year, I used to look at it as the Raiders have the dumbest fan base in sports. Every year they're like, oh, now we've got 2 amazing tight ends, bro. Raiders! And then you're like, bro, you have Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew. Are you kidding me? What? You might win 7. You're going to win 7 games next year at bet, right? This, but I don't think they do. I think it's just, you call it whatever. I'm going to call it loyalty and be nice.
Okay.
Imagine being a Raiders, Kings. Let me tell you something. If there's any Raiders, Kings, and A's fans that are single and they're on one of them dating apps, 100% they should broadcast that they're Raiders, A's, and Kings fans. Because if I'm a girl, for example, I'm looking for like a solid dude. There's no more loyal person in the world than a Raiders, Kings, and A's. You're not leaving.
Are they fragile?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
They just need a win.
Yeah.
So the bar is so low, you come in.
You're the win.
You're the win. They're never leaving you. They're never, ever going to, no matter what, they will not leave you. They're the most loyal people in the world. They're like dogs. Like they are dogs. They will never leave you. God bless Raider, King, A's fan. We'll take it.
Obviously, my cousin Gabe isn't listening right now.
Is he a Raider? Is he?
Yeah. He listens to the show quite a bit.
I
too.
mean,
hi, Gabe.
And by the way, like I hope it's not coming off like I'm insulted. I'm not trying to insult them. Like I said, I'm a Kings fan. I have no room to talk. That is the like I'm actually trying to really compliment them. Like that's insane, dude.
Doesn't feel like it, Dave.
Well, you know what? You got to be. If you don't get it, you got to be a little thick in the head.
Where else?
Speaking of, let me talk about my friends at UpsizeMatters.com. Yeah. Circumference, or girth as we call it. Nice, girth. Consistently ranked as the most important attribute. I mean, also good personality, but I think there's a surgery for that. My friends, Dr. Jack Friedlander and Roseville, Dr. Pash in San Francisco, they got you covered with a non-surgical procedure that is safe, effective, long-lasting, and semi-permanent. Just thought of that. Doctor Perform. These aren't some yahoos. They're actual medical doctors that know what they're doing. Now, here's how it works. You go to UpsizeMatters.com. Whether you're somebody who has an issue in that area or somebody who's got no issues, you just want to step your game up. Get a free consultation. How quick is the procedure? It can be done the same day as your consultation, and you walk out of there. You're good. If you're in Roseville, Dr. Jack. If you're in San Francisco, Dr. Pash. These are doctors. Again, they're there to help you at UpsizeMatters.com. UpsizeMatters.com. Get your girth on. When we come back, Trade Machine postseason edition. Yep, let's take a look at Jimmy Butler. Let's take a look at the Clippers roster. I think this Clippers conversation might be the most important one we have in the postseason. We're talking about distressed assets. We'll get to it next.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
The handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10-5. Touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sacktown Sports.
The Amish have a reputation for craftsmanship, determination, and quality. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. You know, those virtues sound quite similar to the Keys family and the day-to-day values on display at Naturewood. The Amish furniture craftsmanship begins with the finest hardwood, shaping and molding the raw materials into one-of-a-kind art. In addition to the classic styles long sought and revered by discriminating furniture lovers, Naturewood Home Furnishings offers a vast selection that includes transitional, modern, farmhouse, arts and crafts, and other stunning styles, all available in the ultimate Amish standard of excellence built over centuries. Let the Naturewood team guide you through their selection of Amish furniture that will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
So here's a fact. 85% of the population will suffer from foot pain in their lifetime. That's almost everyone. So you'd think there'd be plenty of healthy long-term remedies, but there just aren't, right? Hi, I'm Dan from the Good Feet store. You know, people come in all the time sharing the same frustrating story. Bought this, tried that, been there, done whatever, all different kinds of things, but all with a similar result. Nothing. A discouraging and endless cycle of disappointment. If this rings a bell, don't despair. There is hope. If you think you've tried everything, you probably haven't tried Good Feet arch supports from the Good Feet store. They're designed to relieve, even eliminate, the pain commonly caused by certain foot conditions like plantar fasciitis, bunions, flat feet, and others. Plus, provide better balance and increased comfort.
Do you have sore feet, an aching back, or plantar fasciitis? Then get to the Good Feet store nearest you for your free arch support fitting. Good Feet arch supports are only available at the Good Feet store.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by Kids Care Dental and Orthodontics, the Hot Tub Store, and Kettleman's.
We all have some things from the past that we might regret, or better yet, might like to get rid of. I'm talking about that mistake you made years ago that still may be haunting you. How great would it be if that could be expunged and gone? Poof! Just like that. But where do you go for something like that? Try the Gonzalez Law Offices. Jonathan Gonzalez is right here in downtown Sacramento, and he's here for you. Maybe you need someone for wrongful termination. Again, the Gonzalez Law Offices. Go to saclegaldefense.com or call them at 916-304-9187.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
Welcome back. Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross. Just about halfway through a Monday for you. And as always, we sure do appreciate, although we question your sanity, but we do appreciate you tuning in each and every day, really honest and true. We appreciate the heck out of you. So thank you so much. You can watch us on YouTube. Just go to YouTube and search Sacktown Sports, and then make sure you better subscribe.
That's right.
You better
do your part.
Do your part. And then you can also, if you're listening to us, you can text us at 916-339-1140. You can call us at 1-800-912-1140. The LA Clippers are going, but boy. Now we're going to get into a postmortem here at 8 a.m. with them, and we'll also cover the Magic as well at 8:13. I just simply want to talk about the fact that it sounds like the Clippers. By the way, the coolest thing in the NBA right now is everybody signing their coaches to long-term extensions to keep them away from the Lakers. So it sounds like the Clippers and Ty Lue are going to work it out. Announced early this morning, Jason Kidd has signed a multi-year extension with Dallas, so that takes away the thought. Remember when Jason Kidd was like a horrible coach and called that timeout on purpose and spilled the drink thing?
That's clever.
Yeah. Anyways, now he's the talk of the town. Shows what winning can do. Paul George. Paul George does not sound like he will be returning to the Clippers. Paul George wants money. Paul George has a player option of $48.7 million next year, and he wants a max deal.
Yeah. Understandably.
$47 million, which means, just in case you're wondering, how would you match that? Let's say if they did a little, he opted in and they traded him, right? It would have to be, at the very minimum, Harrison Barnes and Kevin Huerter. That's $33 million. You'd have to add in Trey Lyles as $8 million. Okay, so that's $41 million.
What was the first one?
Harrison Barnes, okay. 17. Barnes, Huerter, Trey Lyles, and that still only gets you to 40 of the 47. And then you'd have to add in either a Vezenkov or a Donovan Mitchell or Davion Mitchell, whatever. The keys would almost certainly have to be Barnes, Huerter, Trey Lyles. But by the way, that wouldn't get it done.
Right.
So for the Kings to get involved, they would have to basically have worked out that they would sign Paul George to what would amount to more than likely a max deal after next season. And they'd have to give up those players. And I'm thinking at least 2 first-round picks, probably 3.
No thanks.
That's what I'm saying. See, the problem is there are a lot of distressed assets.
Yeah. And for me, like, the max deal is absolutely worth it for the Clippers.
Yeah.
Like, they need to do it. The Kings, getting involved in that, like, you want a player like Paul George, but not what it's going to take to get him, I think.
Well, and the fact that he just turned 34 last week.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Now, look, I'm not going to lie. If this is 29-year-old Paul George, I'm like, yeah.
But he's not.
But 100% do it. He did play 74 games last year, Jason.
Mm-hmm.
But let's go backwards here. 56, 31, 54, 48. That was the lockout year. And then you go back to 77, 79. He has not had a healthy group of years with the exception of last year. And on one hand, Paul George is the type of player, like, again, if you get Paul George on a 2-year, $40-something million, he's a great fit. I like his fit.
Mm-hmm.
I like his defense. I like his outside shooting. I like his game. He's a wonderful fit for the Sacramento Kings, especially if you're moving, you're moving Keegan down, for example, or you could even move PG back and move Keegan up, whatever it may be. I love the fit. I don't see it, dude.
Yeah, to me, this whole thing about the Clippers and about Paul George specifically is if there is any inkling of the Clippers wanting to keep him, they'll keep him. Because Ballmer has never shown a resistance to be in the tax, the second apron, all that stuff they talk about. He's spending. They got the newest arena, all the bells and whistles, like the one-of-one type of stuff that's going to be in this building.
That's right.
Nothing's going to stop them from spending. So if he believes that Paul George is a part of the solution, I feel like Paul George will be a Clipper. Now, he could look at the Sixers, a few other teams that have some cap money, but to me, they've got a good thing with the Clippers. It's just, do they have a great thing?
Well, it sounds like they're leaning against PG. From the 530 before we go to break. No brainer, do it. Those bench players are so easy to replace to have this big 3 with Paul George. Now, look, again, on the surface, I completely understand the text. Wait, hold on. You're telling me Kevin Huerter, Harrison Barnes, and Trey Lyles and somebody else? Yeah, no. I don't even care about the players involved. That's not what it is. It's you're locked. First off, you've just cleared your cupboard with draft picks. You're giving up at least 2, if not 3 first-round picks. Well, Dave, we're in the playoffs. It won't matter. True, but you now don't have the trade asset. And on top of that, you're over the cap. You're locked. You now have 3 max guys on your team in Fox, Sabonis, and Paul George. And so the question you have to ask yourself, is Fox, Sabonis, and a 34-year-old maxed out Paul George enough to win you a championship? That's the question every Kings fan should be asking. Not will they win you a championship? There's never an answer to that. Is that enough? Understanding you have Keegan Murray, and then you have mid-level and low-rent players. You don't have the money to go out and add pieces.
Right.
Is that enough to win you a title? My answer is no, it's not.
The Clippers have thought, and the answer so far has been no, that Kawhi, Paul George, and now James Harden or Westbrook, whatever the combination, has been good enough. Now, it hasn't, but that's what they think.
You see what the Suns and the Clippers, that's a great way to wrap up the segment, have done with, let's just grab this guy. Now you have this assemblage of talent. Oh, wait, it's old, it's overpaid, it breaks down, and
hurts our future.
The only thing worse than not making the playoffs this year, Jason, I think, would be the realization that you are locked and you're out in the first round. And I would so much rather be the Kings right now than the Suns or the Clippers. It's ridiculous. And they both made the playoffs.
Right.
So we'll take a break. When we come back, let's get to the Clippers. Let's get to that postmortem with them as well. We'll do that after this.
Subscribe to Sacktown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sacktown Sports.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Greater Sacramento area in the same convenient downtown location for over 20 years, with plenty of close by, well-lit parking monitored by security staff and offering the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Best food, best service, and the best action. That's Capital Casino. For more information on tournaments and gaming, check out their website at capital-casino.com. And please remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. My training helps me at work when I lead by example. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my community and those I care about safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting nationalguard.com.
Sponsored by the California Army National Guard. Aired by the California Broadcasters Association and this station.
Across Sacramento, air conditioners are firing up, and with them, power bills are going through the roof. Are you ready for your utility bill to soar even higher next month? Since 1980, Aztec Solar has helped thousands of homeowners save money because going solar is like getting an extra paycheck every month. We call it the Aztec Paycheck. How big of a paycheck? Find out at yourpowersavings.com. Visit yourpowersavings.com and Aztec Solar will text you how much money you'll save every month. Find out how much you'll save now at yourpowersavings.com. It's fast, easy, and reliable. Stop paying the power company and start paying yourself. Looking for a deal? Here's a timely offer from Aztec Solar. You can own a solar electric system for just $99.95. Cash price after incentives. Don't waste another dollar. Visit yourpowersavings.com and keep your money where it belongs, in your pocket. Aztec Solar. Solar and only solar since 1980.
Remarkable change begins with daring to be different. Baby, I'm on a mission with Boost Mobile, putting the latest phones in the hands of more people. Introducing the Signature Coach Prime Razor, only from Boost Mobile. Rush to your nearest Boost Mobile retailer and get your Signature Coach Prime Razor on us. Get after it.
When you switch in with ID verification, select plans only. Offer valid 4/19/24 through 5/23/24. While supplies last. Taxes extra. New customers only. Must remain active and in good standing on the $60 a month plan for 6 months to receive all credits. Offer subject to change.
Free! Who doesn't love free? With MyLowe's Rewards, you get the member-only treatment that's actually worth it. Enjoy free member gifts you'll love. And once you reach Silver Key status, you can get free standard shipping. Because Lowe's knows nothing feels better than free. Learn more about our new loyalty program at Lowe's.com/MyLowe's Rewards today. Program subject to terms and conditions. See Lowe's.com/terms for details. Member gifts may be subject to additional terms and restrictions. See Lowe's.com/shipping terms for details. Subject to change.
KHTKAM HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Two historic teams make the Bay Area the world's best baseball market.
I don't think people would say that.
I don't think New Yorkers would say that, although the Mets are.
I just don't think people would say that.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Now I'm thinking about it.
Well, the double markets right now are what? Chicago,
LA, New York, and San Francisco, right?
Yeah.
And
everybody's got a weak link.
Yeah. Like, to be honest with you, we'd have to go look, but you've got both teams under 500 in San Francisco, in the Bay Area. Then you have the Dodgers, great. Angels, bleh. Cubs, decent. White Sox, terrible. Yankees, great. Mets, bleh. Although the Mets,
but like a year and a half ago, New York was pretty on fire for baseball.
Yeah. Well, because the Mets came out swinging, spending everything. I mean, that's, we just kind of had this conversation about the NBA, and just because you spend the money and put these ingredients together, doesn't mean it will work. And more often than not, it does not work.
Yeah. The next two teams we're going to do postmortems on are number 2 in payroll and number 30.
And
both were in the playoffs.
Let me ask you straight up, Jason. You're talking about the Clippers and the Magic. You can acquire the entire coaching front office, everything. You can acquire the assets of either the Clippers or the Magic right now. Which would you rather have?
I'm going to take the Magic, but I'm going to tell you, if I took the Clippers, I'm making the playoffs next year. If I take the Magic, I probably will, but I like my future.
I think if I took the Clippers, the very first thing, you're right. If you held,
they've made the playoffs 12 of 13 years.
Who?
The Clippers.
Have they really?
I didn't realize that until I looked at them. Like 12 of the. Now, what have they done? One
They've
conference
never
final.
Made a Western. Yeah, did they make the Western Conference?
Yeah,
Finals
a couple years ago.
Yeah, I would just start piecemealing them. I'd Sam Presti the whole thing, man.
The Clippers.
Yeah. Then the Magic, they have a really good young team.
Yeah.
Not Oklahoma City good, right, but I'd say they might be the Eastern Conference's best comparison to Oklahoma City, if you will. Like, Paolo Banchero's a guy.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out for each of those teams, how much do they really have? Like, it's, to me, it's Banchero and SGA for each of those. Like, those are the dudes.
Yes.
I think Chet fits well. I think Franz Wagner's good. But, like, in the end, are they just good? Are they nice players? Or are any of those other Magic players going to be stars?
Let's take a quick look. Yeah, Suggs is good. Interesting. So you got Suggs, Harris or Anthony, Wagner. Oh, Paolo Banchero. You know who we forget about is Wendell Carter Jr. Now, listen, he's not the guy.
Right.
And really did not have that great of a year this year, which is surprising to me. He's 25 years old, just turned 25 last month. And this is a guy that last year with Orlando, 15-9. The year before, 15-10.5. The year before, 11-8. Now, the problem is he can't stay on the floor, Jason. His games played 55, 57, 62, 22, 32, 43, 44. Yeah, that's terrible. If the guy could ever get healthy, my point is that Wendell Carter Jr., it's a terrible comparison, but Wendell Carter Jr. could be your statistically, he's your Steven Adams, your Jonas Valanciunas. Yeah. He is okay, we've got the 5 taken care of. They're not going to hurt us. They're going to help us and do the dirty work, but that's, we need to rely on our other stars. Suggs is interesting because he's just 22 years old, 12 points, 3 boards this year. But then you also see these instances with Suggs where he's able to, you can see there's a scorer in there somewhere. He just hasn't figured it out.
Right.
So look, there is no comparison to Oklahoma City when it comes to talent. But what Orlando has done is they have continued this rebuild, and they have a very, very young team.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get to them in a few minutes, though. The Clippers, though, as you said, 12 playoff appearances in 13 years, 51 wins this year. But you're right. If it wasn't for Phoenix and the Lakers, honestly, the Clippers should send them both gift cards, because if it wasn't for them, that's all we'd be talking about right now is the utter failure of Steve Ballmer. Again, new owner, still doing all kinds of things right, but there's no shortcuts, man.
No, and they have a second-round pick is all they've got, And then they've got Paul George, who we talked about a little bit in the last segment, and then James Harden. Like, to me, this is a team that I think what they have done, if I were their general manager, I would, grit my teeth and go, oh, we're running it back. I feel like that's their best choice.
Right.
Sign Paul George, agree to the max, figure out a contract with James Harden, and say, I have my best chance to be as successful as I want to be in a brand new building and to take over LA is with that group.
Yes.
And, look, we won 51 games. We had a pretty tough first round matchup. Maybe if they were in a different spot, do they get through? If they were the 3 seed, do they get through Phoenix? Maybe they do, but they weren't. They were the 4 and they got Dallas. So, because there was a time when they first acquired Harden, they were a mess.
Right.
Then at time they looked like the best team in basketball, and then they kind of, regressed to the mean, I guess, by the end. But I think I would run it back. Based on contract age.
You kind of have to. Unless you're going to try to peel off Paul George or Kawhi Leonard. But I don't. It's interesting. What is Kawhi Leonard's value?
That's the thing.
now?
So of those 3 stars, George, Harden, and Kawhi, who is the most appeal in a trade?
I think it's Paul George.
Because of health? He's been healthier.
It's health. Yeah, a lot of it's health. I mean,
Harden's now bouncing around too much. Kawhi has won titles on multiple teams.
Maybe it's Kawhi. I don't. But the whole thing with
Kawhi, second, if you heard the Kings traded for Kawhi, there'd be an immediate excitement. And then you'd also go,
right.
How many games is he going to play?
That's exactly right. And it's not just the games. It's also what's he bringing with him. Not that he's a problem. He's not a problem guy, but his camp is notorious. They're strange and weird. And
I think it's the unpredictableness of when he misses. Like,
let me ask you this.
I'm not saying he's faking it, but
I'm going to ask you this straight up. Let's just obviously this is an unrealistic scenario, but let me simplify it. 2 years, $40 million contract. Everything works under the cap, blah, 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 blah. But you have just a straight up choice. Would you rather have Paul George or Kawhi Leonard on the Kings next year? Right?
I think Kawhi's better.
I think he's better too. All around,
but I
definitely.
have to weigh everything that I've seen. How old's Kawhi?
I'm looking it up right now. I want to say
he's younger.
32. Let me. Maybe
Paul George, we said, turned what, 34?
Yeah, maybe he's 33. I don't know. Let me look up. Kawhi Leonard's 32. Kawhi will be 33 in June, at the end of June. And let's look. Kawhi Leonard this last year played in 68 games, 23, almost 24 points, 6 boards, 3.5 assists, obviously 1.5 steals. He's going to give you good, decent enough defense.
I don't like that question, Dave.
Here's the splits on Kawhi Leonard. 52.5. Wow. I didn't realize this. He damn near went 50, 40, 90. 52.5 from the field, 41.7 from 3, 88.5 from the line. I think I'd take Kawhi.
Yeah.
I do.
I would, knowing that he'd miss a bunch of games and I'd be upset. Seems to miss at the end when it matters the most.
Almost like you just sit him till like game 50. Just sit him till game 50. Say, hey, you know what, dude? We're gonna put you in a hyperbaric chamber.
It'd be so difficult to get a player that good, and you just go, I don't know if I made the right move.
I don't want to sit on one hand and say you can't acquire Paul George because of the this, that, whatever. You just really, if you're Monty McNair, you just have to hope that maybe you get some team that's just willing to be like, we need to get off this contract.
Yeah.
We need to get off this contract. We need depth, and we need picks. That's really where the Kings are going to be able to grab one of these distressed assets. It's not going to be a talent for talent.
Right.
They're going to get the better end of that. It's going to be, okay, we're going to give you a little bit of depth that you don't have, and we're going to give you some picks back.
Well, we've talked a lot about what the West is missing and all the guys that have missed the playoffs. So you think about the Kings division itself, the Pacific. And the Clippers are in the spot. Lakers are kind of in this spot. The Suns are in the spot.
Yeah.
The Warriors have a few younger players they could start building on, but they also have their aged play. Like the Kings are positioned the best while there's still all those older talented players that are still around on those other teams.
Just for not for nothing, Jason, as we go to break. The Los Angeles Clippers gave up for Paul George, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Danilo Gallinari. The Miami Heat's 2021 unprotected first rounder, that's Trey Mann, Florida State's Trey Mann. The Clippers 2022 unprotected first rounder, which became Jalen Williams. Not that, the other.
Oh, Jalen Williams or Jalen Williams?
The really good Jalen.
Oh, yeah.
They had a 2023 first round swap with the Clippers, which was not conveyed. They had the Clippers 2024 unprotected first rounder this year. They have the Heat's 1 through 14 protected first rounder in 2025, unprotected in 2026. They had the rights to swap in 2025 with the Clippers first round picks. And they have the Clippers 2026 unprotected first rounder. Now, let me ask you this. Here's how you know it's a great trade for the Thunder. The Clippers call up Oklahoma City and Sam Presti right now and say, hey, man, we'll give you Paul George for shave straight up. You can keep all the rest of that. We rented him for that. How quick? Yeah, that he's already hung up the phone. That's how hilarious that trade is. And that's why you don't do that, man.
Yeah. That 2026 Clippers first round unprotected could be good. By that point,
could be
2 years
really
from now.
good. Imagine being that. We'll take a break. When we come back, Orlando Magic will get to their postmortem as well, plus a firing in the NBA we have yet to talk about as well. Quick break. We're back in 1 minute. Sacktown Sports.
The Sacramento Kings play here.
He's got the triple. Sacramento takes the lead. Outstanding ball movement by Sacramento.
Every triple, every jam, every Kings win.
Sabonis with the jam over the Joker. He's got the three-point shot.
Get your Kings fix all season long.
Right here on your home of the Sacramento Kings.
Here's a steal by Fox. The breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
Sacktown Sports at sacktownsports.com.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Gabby.
Hey, Gabby. It's Jennifer Coolidge. Hi. I'm so glad I reached you at 2 a.m.
Oh, of course. Anyone with a Discover card can call and talk to a real person 24/7. Now, how can I help?
Yeah, I used my Discover card to buy these yellow pleather pajamas, and I'm just not sure I'm pulling them off.
24/7 U.S.-based customer service. It pays to Discover. Limitations apply. Learn more at discover.com/credit card.
As a roofer, spring means the start of my busy season, which means I've got to get organized. With help from Beacon, I can save time with Beacon Pro Plus and 24/7 access to live pricing, delivery tracking, order history, and more. Plus, this spring, I can earn $1,000 and the chance to win a $25,000 backyard renovation just by buying my CertainTeed shingles online with Beacon. No purchase necessary. Now that's what I call a spring cleanup. Visit BECN.com for official rules and to start earning entries.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix. Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Speaking of the Orlando Magic.
Yes.
Yeah, we were talking about this. Where do they go when they win the championship? Going to Disneyland, I guess. Or what Chris said, going to Universal Studios. Probably wouldn't work out.
When they win the championship. That's what they did.
Yeah, you know. Had two cracks at it.
Yeah.
As we get to the Magic, let's acknowledge Darvin Ham, who really received a lot of support from a lot of people around the league. He becomes the, I think, 97th coach that LeBron James has killed. I've said it so often, I'll say it again, you know. Jason, you know, and everybody can apply one of my stupid analogies to your world, but Jason, congratulations. You got a 3-year nice money deal to do a sports show at my I just bought a radio station and we're going to compete with Sacktown Sports. But I'm going to give you a Fisher Price microphone. It's going to broadcast.
I'm going to rock the heck out of that.
Yeah,
thing.
you are, out of the Fisher Price microphone. Instead of 50,000 watts, it's 10,000 watts. We're going to give you a board op who just can't see. I mean, you know, look, we all have disabilities.
So Chris.
Yeah, exactly. Just can't. It's constantly pressing the wrong things. getting the wrong clips in, saying the wrong things. Anyways, my long and long-winded as always point is this. And then I fire you because your ratings are terrible. And then I try it again with 9 other hosts and all their ratings are terrible and I keep firing them. I don't understand how somebody like Jeannie Buss, and it's not just her, this is ultimately what happens all over the place. Rob Pelinka is right there. He's the architect of this team. He's the one that went out to the grocery store, got the ingredients, and you're paying for. You're paying for, by the way, to the tune of $170 million for this team that is clearly not. You have Davis and you have LeBron. Oh, where's Alex Caruso? Oh, he's gone. Where are a lot of these pieces? They're gone. And yet it's Darvin Ham's fault, just like it was Frank Vogel's fault. But it wasn't his fault when they won the bubble title. But then he became a really terrible coach after that. Oh, it was Luke Walton's fault. Well, maybe it was Luke Walton's fault. I don't know. On and on and on. So you want to talk about the saying of, shifting around the deck chairs on the Titanic. That's absolutely what this is. So now they're still paying Frank Vogel, unless there was some sort of deal when Vogel got the Suns job. Right. I don't know about that. They're going to be paying Darvin Ham for another 3 years, I think. And now you're going to bring who's going to turn this around?
JJ Redick.
I hope. Now look, I know it's super easy to clown on the JJ Redick coaching thing. Let me just say one thing. I will 100% clown on it with everybody else. But let me just reserve the fact that, I'm old enough to remember when everybody clowned Steve Kerr being a coach. Right. There are examples beyond Steve where you have, and JJ Redick is the epitome of a guy that I could see be very successful in the NBA as a coach. He's incredibly intelligent. He's got a really high basketball IQ, and he was one of those guys that wasn't terribly athletic, didn't rely on it. It's like catchers in baseball. It's always the tweener guys, right. And JJ carved out a really good career. Now, I'm not saying he couldn't be a good head coach. You want to bring in a first-time head coach to deal with that? You're asking JJ Redick, which would be hilarious because they have the podcast together, but you're asking JJ Redick to direct LeBron James? I mean, I'm not even half joking where at this point in his career, you say, hey, LeBron, tell you what, we're going to sign Bronny. Wait a minute. Oh, my God, would this work? I just thought of something. I'm not even half joking. No, I'm not joking at all. Oh, that's right. Okay, sorry. I'm having a thing on air right now where I'm trying to recall rules. I was going to go with the whole hire LeBron James as a player coach. Uh-huh. But you can't now, right? Didn't they outlaw that?
Yeah, we talked about that.
Okay, we talked about that. That's what all these things just happened in my head in the last 30 seconds. I got the idea to hire LeBron James as a player coach. Then I paused because I was like, wow, wait a minute. He's a free agent. Could you conceivably hire LeBron James as a player coach, pay LeBron James $40 million to coach, and then the league minimum as a player, save that money off the cap and go out and sign a free agent? So then I had that thought. And that's why I paused.
You went a lot of places.
And then I had the third thought, which was, you can't do that anymore. Yeah. Although, hey, LeBron James knows
people. He literally came up with that idea before.
Was it the same one?
Yeah, I think it was. Word for word.
You know what? As Chris really has found out today, my memory is just not what my memory is going on something. There's some stupid things I absolutely remember, like that I should not. How do I still know what my student ID was in elementary school? I swear to God, I know it. I know what my mom and dad's work phone numbers were. I remember what my original phone number was at my first house, where like your parents make you memorize it. I still remember all those.
It's ingrained. It's just locked in there.
It's locked in there. It'll never go away.
Gosh, you're just lame.
You're lame, Katie Burns. Anyways, okay, so you can't do that. But honest to God, dude, who are you bringing in that's going to be able to control LeBron James? Right. Not that he's some miscreant and out there and crazy, Don't get me wrong. I want to trash LeBron totally, although I know MC's loving this. But who's going to come in? Who's he going to listen to? Phil Jackson? He's 94.
Yeah. And do you think that Darvin Ham stint in LA has hurt his future at all?
Honestly, it might have helped it, if I'm being honest. We'll see. But Darvin Ham got a lot of respect and a lot of support from around the league. I got to think somebody's going to be like, you know what? I mean, Mike Brown.
Yeah.
Sorry, forgot about that. There's another one.
Yeah.
Didn't hurt. I mean, I don't think it hurt Mike Brown. Now, Darvin may have to go, be Steve Kerr's defensive coach, like Mike Brown did. He may have to go that route for a couple of years. But look, Doc Rivers does not deserve to be coming back to Milwaukee next year, and he's gonna. Right. Darvin Ham, I'll take Darvin Ham over Doc. And by the way, the Bucks would have been a lot better off. In fact, maybe that's it. I just solved it. Call Jeannie Buss. And let's do a coach trade. You can still do those. Give the Lakers Doc Rivers and give the Bucks Darvin Ham. It's a win-win.
Right.
Doc's dealt with superstars everywhere. He's been there in the playoffs. He coached Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce.
He still has his place in L.A.
Yes, absolutely he does. And then Darvin Ham goes and coaches the Bucks, and he could run circles around Doc Rivers coaching. I think we solved it, Jason Ross.
Let JJ Redick be Doc's assistant.
Yes.
Spice it up.
No. JJ's got to go to Phoenix. Okay. Replace Frank Vogel. That's the move for him. Orlando Magic, real quick. 47 wins, first postseason appearance since 2020, all while being the lowest payroll team in the NBA. And they're going to have some money this offseason. You want to talk about being a great spot to grab.
Stay away from Malik.
I agree.
Yeah.
Somebody posted a clip of Malik. It was after a game, but it was Malik Monk and Paolo Banchero like in a bro hug. And I was like, get used to this. That made my heart hurt a little bit. If you're Orlando, you got to wonder though, Jason. You're the GM there, and congratulations, good money.
Yeah, thanks.
But you look at their roster, and they don't want to jump up and get on the apron and go over the cap and do all this stuff right now. But their backcourt of Jalen Suggs and Gary Harris, and you have Markelle Fultz and Cole Anthony behind that. But that ain't nothing to write home about. You have two foundational pieces in Franz Wagner and Paolo Banchero, and you and I talked about Wendell Carter before. So you really do have a 1, 2, and possibly 5 that you can fill. And you know what? I mean, there's some. Do you kick the tires on a D'Angelo Russell? Do you put Malik Monk in for Gary Harris? Do you
Clay?
Do you put Clay there at the 2 as well? Do you try to make a move for a Paul George?
Do you draft Zach 80 at 18?
That'd be interesting. Orlando would be a real interesting spot for Zach 80. You're right. Yeah, screw it. Go get Edie, Clay, and Paul George.
That's a heck of an offseason.
That is a heck of an offseason. Yeah. And then you're going to be able to pay. There's going to be and then go grab D'Angelo Russell. Screw it.
Wow.
Put him at point guard.
Okay.
Now you got
a team. Now you got a squad that can compete in the top of the East.
Yeah. All right, we just solved your issues, Orlando.
There you go, Orlando. You're welcome.
When we come back, let's look at the second round matchups. T-Wolves already up 1-0 on Denver. Mavs, OKC, and then we'll get to the Eastern Conference, predict these second round matchups, and we'll write them down. We'll see who's right about it. We'll do all that. We'll make it a contest. We'll do a prize and everything. Winner gets this half bottle of Advil.
Nice.
We'll do all that right after this.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sacktown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Cox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
Progressive asks, what do a middle school slumber party,
Let's stay up all night. Yeah.
a sleep-deprived girl, an early morning paper route, and a poorly thrown rolled-up newspaper have in common?
Hey, my window!
They can become a fast-breaking news story.
Sorry, Mr. Thompson.
Bundle your home and auto with Progressive for great savings and round-the-clock protection.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Sorry, but we actually have a wait list for our Monstera.
Shaw's greenhouse is really bringing in the green.
We can't keep snake plants in stock.
She needs a construction manager to build on her roots and grow.
We could add a whole section for ferns. Here we'd have dahlias, and more dahlias.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Coach Doug Christie here to remind you, if you're in the market for a new car, shop Folsom Lake Kia. Low interest rates, low payments, and zero down deals with approval of credit. Folsom Lake Kia, over 25 years, right here in Folsom.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopier.com.
Whitey here reminding you that not all gas grills are created equal. Bring out all the delicious flavors in your grilled meats with the amazing Napoleon Prestige and Prestige Pro line of outdoor cookers. My Napoleon Stainless Steel Pro Series gas grill has turned me into a grilling pro with features other grills cannot match. They're built different, built better, built to last. Made with premium stainless steel that boasts quality and a lifetime warranty. I may never want to cook indoors again. Napoleon grills and accessories are now available at your nearby Amy's, Ace Hardware in Sacramento, and now El Dorado.
Thunder, feel the thunder.
It ignites something inside of you.
Lightning and the thunder.
Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by Kids Care Dental and Orthodontics, the Hot Tub Store, and Cattleman's.
The Arnold Law Firm has seen how an injury can turn anyone's life upside down. Whether it's a slip and fall, a car accident, or any other kind of injury, for almost 50 years, the Arnold Law Firm has been here to help you through the entire process to protect you and your family. If you are ever injured or in an accident, call the Arnold Law Firm. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777. That's 916-777-7777.
Carmichael Dave.
Just has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say. He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports.
Talk about stuff that you remember.
Welcome back under that name in forever. Yeah. All right
then.
Okay then.
All right.
Hey Jason.
Yeah.
Second round matchups underway.
Let's go.
We're gonna get Indy and New York tonight.
Bing bong. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very, very excited for that
Bing
series.
bong. Are people did you see that footage that came out on social media about the Bucks going at our guy Tyrese?
Yeah.
And James Jones then.
Yeah. Oh, and then there's all the lip reading.
Him around the league, Tyrese.
You know, it's funny.
In like a general statement.
It's funny, but honestly, I'm so ill-equipped to make this statement.
But you're going to?
But I'm going to because I'm an idiot. But it honestly feels like a second cousin to like what Drake's going through right now, where you have somebody who's like immensely popular, but like the league and the people that know all like secretly have issues with him, and then it just takes like one or two people with a ton of credibility to knock a domino or two down, and then everybody jumps on it.
I remember like when he was here, like there was a couple times, like Dylan Brooks seemed to really have it out for him. Like, okay, but Dylan Brooks,
right? Who cares, Dylan Brooks?
But then it's like then there was maybe another player, and then now I feel like seeing a few more. I'm like, wait, what's going on here?
and are really going in on him. Mm-hmm. And you saw that whole fracas. They did a good lip reading with it towards the end of the series. And who was it?
It was Dame first.
It was
right?
Dame first,
Portis.
and then he went away, and then Portis, and then Halliburton, and then all of a sudden James Johnson got in and was like,
all
I
right.
will F you up. And it's like, if
It's
James
over.
Johnson gets involved, like I will never, ever, ever have any love for James Johnson for wearing the Sonics hat when he was on the Kings. That being said, I will never say anything bad about James Johnson either, because he will straight up destroy. Like,
he not only said it, didn't he also say, I promise you.
I promise you. Like
for someone that it would be like if Mike Tyson's like, no, we're not messing around. I promise you. We're
good.
I'm leaving.
I'm good.
Running
We're good.
away, actually.
I would leave, and with no talent whatsoever, I would hire people to create a beat and get me studio time, and I would make the worst ever song. It would be the opposite of a diss track. It would be a love. I would make an apology track towards James Johnson. I don't want any part of it. You win, I lose. It would be basically, I would just sample Happy Gilmore over and over again, being like, you're smart, I'm stupid, you're attractive. Don't mess with James Johnson. So, but yes, Tyrese Halliburton is really an incredibly interesting case study. And I think part of it too is right around the All-Star break, he was like anointed as the next guy. The next guy is Tyrese Halliburton. And then to be fair to him, I mean, he got a couple knocks, got injured a little bit, wasn't really quite the same for stretches. And I think there's a lot of people around the league that think he's, I wouldn't say empty calories, but is getting a lot more love than he should. Let me put it this way. I think if you took a poll of NBA players only, I'm just guessing here, but I bet my car I'm right about this. If you took a poll and said, hey, whose game do you like more? Who's more real to you? And it was like Anthony Edwards versus Tyrese Halliburton, two of the biggest young. Right. I think it would be like 90-10 Anthony Edwards amongst the peers.
Right. I agree with that.
There's just, I don't know what it is about Tyrese that rubs a lot of people the wrong way. It could be the weird double voices. It could be, he tends to be a little sensitive about some things.
Yeah.
But then it's also like you don't want cookie cutter answers out of these guys. You get a guy who shows you a little emotion. And we hate him for that. But I don't think I think on the credibility scale amongst the hoopers, I just don't know that Halliburton.
Yeah, it's interesting because he's like when he was here, he's extremely likable.
Very, very likable.
And even to the point, remember when he left, like the first, you're like, oh man, I really feel for him because he wanted to be here. But then then it started to turn the other way a little bit. It's like, man, he's still talking about this.
Guys, I see your texts on on Tyrese. That's a whole, I'll just let people guess. That's a whole side of things. I'm in no way qualified to speak on that. They're talking about, they're getting into worlds and lava pits I'm not going to touch when it comes to Tyrese Halliburton. I'm in no way equipped to speak on that whatsoever. I'll leave that to the others. Let's just say there is this undercurrent, though, that is very, well, it's obviously explainable to some, unexplainable to guys like you and me, perhaps. And you're right. The question there is, was Tyrese maybe a little traumatized by the trade? And that changed him a little bit. I got to think if he was still in a different world. I do think about this. Now, I love the trade. And, the Fox Tyrese truthers, everything we understand, Fox for Sabonis was not on the table. But I've allowed myself to live in that world sometimes.
Right.
Well, what if it was Fox for Sabonis? And what if everything else on the team was the same? It was Halliburton. It was Sabonis. It was Keegan Murray. Everything else was the same. And if you're asking me which team would be better, now I know a lot of you out there right now are going to be real quick. Oh, no, the Fox team is better because this. Oh, my God, no. Halliburton would be. I'm telling you right now, I do this for a living. You do this for a living, but our opinions aren't worth any more or less than anyone listening. I have no idea. If you were to tell me they were going to trade spots next year, Fox and Halliburton, would the Kings be better? Or I have no idea. If you told me Basketball Jesus would allow us to go back to October and trade spots, would the Kings have more or less wins? I have no idea. I truly, honestly think they'd be the same. You think they'd be better if it was Halliburton?
No, I think they'd be worse if it was Halliburton.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing.
And I'm just going, and Halliburton's a great player and stuff like that. But then At the end of the game, who's got the ball for the Kings right now?
Fox.
Yeah.
Who's got it at the end of the game if Halliburton's here?
I mean, we've seen some Halliburton stuff in the clutch, have we not? No. I mean, nothing like Fox, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Or to your point, Chris, are you saying would it go to Sabonis?
Yeah, would it go to Sabonis?
And that's not the guy. That's not the guy. Monk? I don't know.
Yeah, but is Monk ever here?
Right. All right. But let's pretend he was.
Okay.
I'll tell you this much. I think, I will say this. I don't know that I necessarily have the data to back it up, but for some reason, a Halliburton Monk backcourt feels a lot more. It actually feels better than a Fox Monk backcourt, just because I feel like they have, like Fox and Monk, I won't say they repeat off of each other, but I think there's a lot of duplicity there. I don't think there's as much duplicity with Monk and Halliburton in their styles of play. I think Monk and Fox are very similar in some aspects. I don't know if I would say the same about Tyrese.
But then going that way, Tyrese and Fox didn't play well together. They didn't mesh well together.
No, they didn't. You're right. I don't know the answer from the 916. Can't wait for the Halliburton Sabonis trade to look like SGA for Paul George. I mean, that literally will never happen. One of them would have to get some sort of like horrific career-ending injury for that to happen. At this point, it's still a hell of a. But again, I've let myself live in that world. Now you've got New York, and you got to have Tyrese Halliburton playing in Madison Square Garden on the biggest stage in the NBA
against Brunson. It's just been incredible this postseason.
Second round pick.
Yeah.
Second round pick. The fact that you got Nikola Jokic and Jalen Brunson still alive in the postseason, both in the second round. You're talking about two of the greatest second round picks of all time. And just watching Jalen Brunson, you want to talk about credibility. By the way, there's a guy Tyrese Halliburton would get smoked by in that NBA players poll on cred. Mm-hmm. Jalen Brunson is every player's favorite player. They love him. And I do too. Just watching his career arc from Dallas and then the New York thing, a lot of people question that move.
Yeah.
Like,
he's been so good, such a find. It makes you wonder, could they have made that work in Dallas still with Luka? And I don't even know if you get Kyrie at that point, but man, it's hard to believe those two guys were together at one point.
Jalen Brunson, Jason, makes $26 million this year. Now, he's a bargain this year. You know what he goes up to next year?
What?
$24 million. And then
is that the last year?
And then he's got then he's got a third year left at 24. Same thing, 25 million basically, 24,960. Oh, by the way, $24,960,001, both next year and the year after. However, the year after is a player option. I just have
that one up.
I have a feeling he's already ripped it up. And if I'm the Knicks, he's a max guy.
Right.
He is a max guy. But you want to talk about value. And honestly, with all the talk we're doing with Sam Presti, all the talk we're doing about Rob Pelinka and these other GMs, good and bad, I'll tell you who deserves their flowers is Leon Rose in New York. He has taken that situation with the crappiest of owners in James Dolan in a market that forever was like, oh, we'll grab this guy. Everyone wants to play here. Oh, he's going to the Nets.
Right.
Leon Rose is the guy that put that Jalen Brunson deal together. Leon Rose is the guy that has built this team, brought in OG Anunoby, brought in Dante DiVincenzo off the scrap heap. And these guys and stuck with Tom Thibodeau, stuck with Julius Randle. The front office in New York deserves a hell of a lot of credit for putting him in this position.
And I still think sometimes people forget that they are doing this without Randle.
That's what's crazy.
Yeah.
And honestly, again, distressed assets.
Yep.
Julius Randle, 28-30 and a player option at $32 million. And if you don't think there's going to be some flirtation with him in the offseason, you're silly.
Right.
Wouldn't hate Julius Randle.
No.
It'd scare me a little bit.
Yeah.
He scares me a little bit, but I wouldn't hate it. We'll take a break. When we come back, who's hot, who's not, we'll go streaking right after this.
The only place you'll find Kevin Herter is Sacktown Sports.
Herter's open, steps into three. He's got the triple.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Kevin Herter, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you're always looking for ways to position your operation to create opportunities and move on them faster. With Bank of America, you get access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America NA.
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud Phone System. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business calm at ooma.com/radio.
I'm Craig Ashton of the injury law firm of Ashton and Price. Whether you've been injured on a bicycle, as a pedestrian in a slip and fall, auto, Uber, Lyft, or big rig accident, you need Ashton and Price in your corner. When you call Ashton and Price, there's no chatbot telling you to hit 3 for accounting. You're greeted by a real live person who will immediately transfer you to an experienced attorney. The consultation's free, and there's never a fee until you win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
In a world where everybody and their mother makes a primed trim board, contractors have to ask one question. Do I know what's under the primer? Available at just about every lumber yard you can imagine. Vintage trim boards are made from lodgepole pine. That's the stuff telephone poles and railroad ties are made of. It's durable. It's straight. It's been doing the job for generations. Manufactured right here in the USA. Ask for it by name. VintageTrimboards.com.
Guys, are you ready to give up because you think you've tried everything and you're still dealing with loss of energy, poor sleep, weight gain, and even ED? Revive Men's Health Sacramento has local medical providers that offer low T and ED treatments customized to each patient's unique physical makeup. By working with a specialized compounding lab, personalized treatments are guaranteed, even when generic pills and supplements haven't worked. It all starts with your free comprehensive exam and consultation. Availability is limited. Book today, and for this month only, Revive offers qualified patients a free 1-month supply of personalized ED medication, plus a free ED treatment producing immediate results. The experts at Revive Men's Health Sacramento will work to provide the right treatment for you so you can show up as the best you in all aspects of your life. Call 916-365-4566. That's 916-365-4566. Or send them a private message at revivemenshealth.com.
Seems like all this artificial intelligence stuff stirs up the age-old debate of man versus machine. Hi, it's Dan from the Good Feet store, and let me ask you, would you let a robot cut your hair? Would you rely on an app to teach a kid to ride a two-wheeler? Let's face it, some things require the human touch. People come to us seeking a solution to foot, leg, and back pain after trying all kinds of things recommended by in-store machines or website blurbs. An impersonal, generic approach to solving a problem that's unique to you. No wonder they usually don't work. At the Good Feet store, you'll meet with an arch support specialist who will take the time to learn about your needs, your feet, your lifestyle, and then fit you from over 300 models and sizes of arch supports, designed for pain relief, better balance, and more comfort.
Do you have sore feet, an aching back, or plantar fasciitis? Then get to the Good Feet store nearest you for your free arch support fitting. Good Feet arch supports are only available at the Good Feet store.
What's hot and what's not. Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
First squad. Hello.
Yes.
Okay, who's up?
The Oakland Athletics, Brent Rooker.
Yeah?
In the A's 20-4 boat race of the Miami Marlins.
That was a bat flap.
A's DH Brent Rooker was 3 of 4 with 5 RBIs and 2 home runs. Those 2 home runs both came in the third inning where the A's scored 10 runs.
Homer twice in an inning? That's unfair. Little League, they would have called that game.
A long time ago.
Yeah. Good for him. He's hot. So are the A's. Your A's.
Our A's.
You know what? They're our A's. Well, that's on the good side. That must mean somebody is not hot.
Oh, you are correct, Jason.
Who's not hot?
Franz Wagner.
Oh, Franz.
The Magic lost 106-94 to the Cavs in Game 7, and he had a rough game. He went 1 of 15 from the field, 0 of 5 from 3, and finished with 6 points on the night.
But he did have the one basket.
He did have the one basket.
But he missed 4.
And 4 free throws.
Oh, okay. There you go. Hot and not. Brent Rooker, Franz Wagner.
2 home runs in an inning. Did you know that?
Yeah. In the third.
Did you know that?
10-run inning.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
You know who had a really good inning?
Who?
Fernando Tatis.
Yes.
Remember that?
The 2 slams?
2 slams in 1 inning. How about that?
Story I like to tell from years ago that I'm going to bring up just to show how not hot I was. We played a game in high school just killing Laguna Beach. Their name's the Artists. We were playing the Artists.
The Laguna Beach Artists?
Yeah. I don't know if they've changed their name since then.
That sounds like the most Laguna Beach baseball.
Is that a high school?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're having one of those days where our school is just annihilating them. Everybody's getting hits. One of my friends, I think, was like 6 for 6. I made 2 outs in an inning.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I did something, but on the opposite end, we were just getting crushed. So they're like, hey, Verla, just go and pitch. Who cares? So the first batter I face, strike him out. Next 8 batters just crush me. The same player comes up and I strike him out again. And he goes to the dugout with his bat, just slamming it, going, damn it! So that was a successful outing for me.
I mean, hey, it worked.
Yeah.
Not really. Laguna Beach High School was established in 1934 with the team name the Breakers. That was their mascot. In 1936, they changed to the Artists to recognize the city's artistic roots.
Are they still the Artists?
In 2003, the student body overwhelmingly decided to change the name back to the Breakers.
Okay.
They are currently the Breakers.
Oh, so I played them when they're the Artists. Breakers much better.
Formerly known as the Artists.
Yeah.
We're gonna paint you. That's the worst.
What's worse, the Breakers, the Artists, or the Waves?
Waves are fine.
The Waves are, yeah. Who are some of the Waves? Tulane's the Green Wave.
Waldorf is who we played in high school.
Oh, Waldorf.
Pepperdine.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, you want to know how out of touch I'm really getting as I can wax poetically on the Kendrick Drake beef because I studied all weekend.
Yeah.
So we have a giveaway today, right? Chris just put it in front of me. I'm very proud to bring this to you. Speaking of what goes on in my brain, so it'll say in big bold letters at the top like what the giveaway is. It'll be like Foo Fighters or the tickets to go see the A or whatever. So it says Taking Back Sunday. And for a second, I had to read it because I was like, is this some sort of football promotion for the fall where we're going to like cater food? I thought they actually meant like, we're going to take back Sundays and you're going to have a great time. Then they're a band that are awesome, by the way.
Yes.
Great. I love Taking Back Sunday.
Now that I think of it, wouldn't a good thing be like a Taking Back Sunday type of event that you're talking about is go somewhere like during the summer and watch like an old Niners game that everyone loves and be like, hey.
That maybe the 94 Super Bowl.
Like tailgate party.
Do we have a specific time we're giving this away?
Yeah, whenever.
Why don't we, you know what? We'll wait a little bit and stay tuned. And we'll give away tickets to go see Taking Back Sunday. Also, speaking of concerts coming up in September. So last week, I know you guys are waiting on this. Creed played their first show in I think 12 or 14 years. It's not the tour.
Is this the one in Iowa?
This was the cruise ship that I couldn't get on. And there are videos of it. Sounded fine. Slightly. I had to literally go and play both Spotify original song, slightly tuned down. I mean, he's not going like, hello, my friends, we meet again. But it's, you know, you get a little.
So he can't take you higher.
No, they took it lower. They took it a little bit lower. So
probably a good thing you're getting that Creed talk out now because we might be having
a
pair of tickets this week.
To where?
To see Creed.
What? We're giving away Creed tickets?
Those are gone, claimed by Carmichael Dave.
Yeah, that was a giveaway. Yeah. Come join Carmichael Dave and his wife. I've got 3 different texts from people saying, hey, I'm a Waldorf grad.
Waldorf Wave?
Oh, man, we destroy them every single season.
Yeah, right, exactly. They're the one, like, it's like my kids' school, their football team. I've actually not campaigned, but I've had conversations with the powers that be there, just very light conversations, and hear me out. But I'm like, do we have to have a football team? Like, literally, do we have to have a football team? You got to understand. This is, speaking of artists, this is a very artisty school they go to.
Are you the parent going too far?
No, because my whole thing is this. It's not about like, hey, we shouldn't have a football team. They always get their ass kicked. It's
you just
like,
ask the questions.
My daughter's in the band, right? So I go to a lot of these games to watch her, but then I would say the average score last year of my kids' school's football team versus other they're playing like Mariloma and El Camino, is like 55-3. I'm not joking. Like, that's,
so you got a good kicker.
That's it. And these kids, like, God bless them. They want to play. They do their best. They work their asses off. My whole point is this. I don't try your best, have fun. I'm worried. I'm like, these kids are going to get like legit. They do. I'm not making a joke about this. I'm dead serious, guys, when I say this. There were more kids taken off the field injured last year than I think points scored for the football team. So I'm just like, why?
Yeah, I would like you to not bring this up because I've won a lot of money on the point spread. I've cleaned up.
You're betting against
summer vacation is going to be great.
Okay, let's go streaking, please.
Let's do it.
It's time to go streaking.
We're going streaking!
Who is the Nostradamus of MLB?
there's another name out. Finally I'm hearing it right. But for the longest time, everyone was saying Isaiah Hartenstein, but it's Hartenstein, right? I know Mike Breen calls him Hartenstein.
Does he call him Hartenstein or Hartenstein? No, Stein.
Stein. It's Hartenstein.
And he puts like that
Stein. Bang!
Bang! Stein!
Bang! Stein!
Bang! Bang!
When Bangstein's money.
Was that on or off the air?
That was on the air.
When Bangstein's. That's so stupid. We're laughing. You got Jason. We'll take a break.
I'm jealous.
Every once in a while, Chris just steps in and he does what Nevin didn't do yesterday. Caller 5 right now at 1-800-920-1140. Sacktown Sports is teamed up with Live Nation to get you ready for concert week. Is this concert week? For us? Oh, we got concert tickets all week. All you got to do is hit up the Folsom Lake Honda hotline right now. We're looking for caller number 5 to score a pair of tickets to go see Taking Back Sunday at the Hard Rock Live June 2nd. For more information, visit SacktownSports.com. No, it's not Hoodie and the Blowfish, but that's a completely different thing. Text line. We'll be back. Let's have a conversation about those Oakland Athletics. Do we need to have it? We'll decide if we need to have it next.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out SacktownSports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on SacktownSports.com.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopier.com.
Contact Tax Relief Helpers for details and restrictions. Attention anyone that owes money to the IRS. The IRS has restarted aggressive enforcement actions against taxpayers who owe back taxes that were temporarily suspended for COVID. If you owe $10,000 or more, you must hear this because now is the time to clear your IRS tax debt. A special toll-free number has been established so you can stop penalty fees, avoid liens, levies, and other hostile measures by the IRS. Call Tax Relief Helpers right now at 800-934-9217 7217. Tax Relief Helpers will provide you with the maximum protection afforded by law.
I got behind on my taxes and owed $48,000. I didn't know what to do. I called and they got my bill lowered to just $3,500.
I owed $87,000 in taxes, and it was scary. I got the amount I owed down to just $3,500. I saved $83,500.
If you owe money to the IRS, don't wait another day. Call 800-934-9217 right now before the IRS enforces liens, levies, and other aggressive measures. The call and consult are absolutely free. Call now. Call 800-934-9217. 800-934-9217. 800-934-9217.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Take it on the local level.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sacktown Sports. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then
boom, with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Is it Greg or Craig Nettles? Someone wants to know.
It's Greg, but it's spelled Graig.
Graig. Greg.
Greg.
Get a little thing over the eye. Shout out to my friend Jeff. Jeff.
Talking money.
I will not reveal which Jeff this is, but I'm getting a lot of Waldorf crackbacks right now. How dare we impugn the name
The
Waldorf?
waves are rising.
The waves are rising, including an article. Shout out to Dean Stark, possible relative of Tony.
Mm-hmm.
The headline is this: Dean of Coaches, Sacramento Waldorf's Dean Stark sets section record for wins in obscurity. And according to the trivia here, it's what basketball coach has the most wins in California high school sports history? Waldorf's Dean Stark? Well, color me educated. I didn't know that.
Is that true?
Probably not. I don't know. It sounds weird. But hey, wow, Waldorf, more than a salad. A high school powerhouse. Look out for the Waldorf. What are they, the Waves?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the Waves.
That's how we got there.
That's how we got there. Did not have the Waldorf Waves on the, I don't see it anywhere on this list of things we're going to talk about today, Jason Ross.
No.
The Oakland A's.
How about them A's?
I don't know, man. I just don't know.
What happens if they keep doing this?
Well, they're going to win a World Series, Jason.
I mean, does it change? Like, I know there's been strategically planned days to not show up.
Yes.
Nobody really wants to support Fisher. I'm not saying they should. I get that. But does this change anything in Oakland? Or is that a lost cause?
I don't think we can answer that question until, what is it, August?
Okay. Why? Why August?
Let me tell you why. Let me just make sure I got it right. July 30th. That's the trade deadline.
Okay.
Because one of the 9,000 terrible things about being an A's fan under John Fisher is even when, and you know, I'll put this in Kings terms because everybody can understand this. It would be the equivalent of not last year, but the year before. The Kings are doing great under Mike Brown. Looks like they're going to make the playoffs. They're doing good. And at the trade deadline, we trade De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis for about 15 draft picks and some expiring contracts, and maybe one or two good young prospects. And time after time after time after time, I'm going to make a point here. After time after time after time after time, the A's get these players together, and come the deadline, the edict is if you can recoup draft picks, if you can save money, then now is the time to do it. And now all of a sudden, A's fans who get their hopes up that they might make some noise, get their legs cut out from under them, because they have, we talked before about Rob Pelinka, and he's the guy that goes out and buys the food. Imagine his guy that goes out and buys his food, shops exclusively at the toilet store, and feeds him turds, because that's what John Fisher is. John's not only a turd of an owner, but these are not teams to him. They are possessions.
Yeah. Also, so earlier in the day, we started talking about, Kings fans or NBA fans as like diehards and casuals. It's probably the same for baseball.
Yes.
So casuals, though, like to be a part of something that's kind of cool.
Yes.
Like that's happening.
100%.
And if the A's continue to win and win more than as expected, is there just a weird flip and all of a sudden it's like, hey, you know what? I'm not expecting a full house.
Sure.
But hey, they were going to have 4,000 at this game, and all of a sudden they're having 9, and then the 9,000 game has 12. Like, will there be? Hey, because I'm frustrated with this team, but this is still my team, and now they're winning. I want to go see them play.
Will there be an attendance increase if they continue to do well? Yes, of course. Yes,
Yeah.
100%. Yes, there will be some that are like
any more pressure to move the needle on anybody in any direction, one way or the other, regarding Oakland. Or is that ship sailed?
No, I don't think it's sailed. I think if we were to update what's going on right now briefly with the relocation, it's simple. They're still waiting to try to get the signature signed, enough signatures in Las Vegas to put the $325 million subsidy on the ballot. That's schools over stadiums is the group behind that. You have delay upon delay upon delay in the Tropicana site and getting the stadium started. They're already now freely talking about 2029, not 2028.
Right.
I will continue to say what I've said from the beginning. Unless something dramatically changes, I think this is leading towards an eventual John Fisher sale. And if that happens, you're going to have a bidding war for him, for the team, between guys like Vivek, guys like Joe Lacob, and other suitors are going to pop in. Other suitors, perhaps from other cities other than Oakland and Sacramento. Joe Lacob has already said he's got a standing offer. We know that. And the scuttlebutt is that he would buy the team and immediately resuscitate the Howard Terminal deal, which is the ultimate for every A's fan. I would actually say that in some ways, weirdly enough, the A's are in a better spot than the Sacramento Kings were circa 2010. Because in both cases, you have owners, the Maloofs and Fisher, that both refused to sell. Remember, the Maloofs weren't selling. They were asked over and over and over again, and they weren't selling until they sold to Seattle. The difference is that there are multiple deep-pocketed people that would buy the team and keep it in Oakland. Sacramento had none of those. So in some aspects, Oakland has a leg up. Now, back to your conversation. Yes, if the A's did well, I mean, naturally, there's just going to be, they're not going to announce it. It's not going to be the cool thing to do, but they're going to be like, man, I got to check that. Maybe I'll just go for a game. Except there's going to be 7,000 people that say, maybe I'll just go for a game. Okay, I'll go to another one. And then, God forbid, let me get really silly here. Let's say in this fantasy world that the A's don't sell at the trade deadline, or God forbid, pick up a player or two.
Right.
I know, again,
Yeah,
LOL.
Seems out of line. But
Let's say the A's go on a Scotty Hatteberg era giant win streak, and next thing you know, in a West that has not been performing, well, let's say they're fighting for the top spot. Well, here's what's going to happen. It hasn't happened yet. What will eventually happen is all the national media that is all over John Fisher sucks and this relocation thing. If in this world you had the A's in first place in the West at some point this season, it will become the biggest story of the summer. It will be by far the biggest story in baseball. And everyone's going to be watching it because you have this real life Disney movie of a relocating team that has already decided to leave, of an empty ballpark, and of a roster that is a bunch of scrap heap and a couple of youngsters that are in the one sport you really can do it in. You can't do this in football and basketball. You can't have these crap teams on paper and all of a sudden do insane things. Baseball has this weird way of being, just see the greatest Giants team of all time. By far not the most talented team, but they had the thing going.
Right.
The A's seem to be on the verge of having that thing. And if they do, yeah. And then maybe you get the whole well, they're moving anyways. It's my last chance to see it. And it slowly gets more and more bigger and bigger. But then it also underlines the conversation too, Jason, of why is this team leaving?
Right.
Why is this team leaving? Somebody posted some numbers over the weekend. There's like a dwindling amount of seats available for the last home game of the season.
I was sure that I do. When I first heard about kind of the official thought of coming to Sacramento, there's 4 or 5 A's fans that I know are diehards that have gone to a lot of games. And it was almost kind of the universal thought from them. Like one of the first moves they did was buy tickets for the finale.
They're going to sell that thing out.
Yeah.
All decks.
Yeah.
It's going to be insane.
Yeah. I mean, because it means a lot. I mean, there are people that spent their lives there. Many memories.
Yeah. It really, really, really isn't sad. We'll take a break. When we come back, the West is difficult. How difficult is it? We've got some numbers for you coming up next.
What's the missing piece for the 49ers?
Which names will they add during free agency? Whether it's in season or off season, the coverage never stops. Get the latest 49ers news on Sacktown Sports and sacktownsports.com.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity Mobile. Connect to the most reliable 5G network nationwide. Well, sometimes in sports, you just need a chance. The A's Tyler Nevin played in just over 100 Major League games when he's acquired by the A's earlier this year. And as April comes to an end, you can make a case he's been their best player, homering 3 times in a 5-game stretch, batting over 300, and also showing his versatility, playing 4 different positions.
Want more speed? Well, Xfinity just increased their internet speeds, and they're faster than ever. It's time to get more out of your internet with faster speeds from Xfinity. Now through June 21st, get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for only $19.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. That's double the speed for the same great price. Click, call, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and auto-pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and other charges extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Actual speeds vary.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 9.
Good. How are you?
Oh, pretty good. Thanks. Thanks for taking my call. Speaking with the A's, what is the difference in owners? I mean, the Clippers have been a joke, right? They get an owner. I mean, what's wrong with the Staples Center, right? You share. And they move. It's changed the last thing, too. Clippers is kind of awful. Why is it that they're not going to even keep Sacramento? They should be the Athletics. And why can't baseball get involved and make this guy spend money and keep that town?
Because they're corrupt.
Because then give it. What's that?
Because they're corrupt.
Very. This commissioner's worse than one before.
Yes. That's why. I mean, that's the simple answer. They make money. They don't care. They don't care about you, Mitch. They don't care about me or Jason or anybody else. It's numbers and barcodes.
How about the fans just totally boycott merchandise, going to games, buying it, watered down beer?
Well, and I've said this almost my entire radio career, and it's something that if I thought there was a way to make it work, and someone smarter than me will someday find a way for it to work, it would revolutionize the sports world. And I've had this conversation before, Jason. There needs to be a national fans union with different chapters for each team. Let's take, like in England, for example. It's all I can speak on with the soccer teams, right? And I know this isn't England, but Huddersfield Town has a fan group called All Together Town, ATT. Just like, here they have like the Tower Bridge Battalion with the Republic. Yeah. And it's a fan group that holds a ton of influence. And they meet with the CEO, the owner, the team president, all these guys. And things like season tickets and things going on in the stadium and police and what, the bathroom in aisle J is broken and whatever. they meet with them about this. And if the team's not going well, like they'll have meetings about like, hey, the GM needs to go, that type of stuff. If there was a way to where you could get fans to not be as cynical as I think they tend to be with this. And imagine, for example, you had a fan union with chapters throughout Major League Baseball that had audiences with the powers that be. And well, how would a fan union be able to truly exercise power? Well, you'd have to be organized. You'd have to have a rotating group of people that served as union president for a year or two at a time. You'd have to be able to organize boycotts of games. You'd have to be able to organize boycotts of advertisers. No fan union would have absolute power, but you have a players union, you have an umpires union, you have a referees union,
right.
You have ownership. The only group that does not get represented in sports are the ones that are paying the bills, the fans.
Yeah, because those groups don't want you to have a voice.
They do not. They don't.
Just spend the money and show up and be supportive.
Right. And it's always been so amazing to me. Now, look, you shouldn't have fans making roster moves. You shouldn't have fans having absolute power. That would be a disaster. But imagine if that existed and fans around baseball were like, you know what? What's happening in Oakland could be happening in Chicago. It could be happening here and happening there. It could be happening in my city. I don't want it. Until you make John Fisher sell, we're boycotting. Now, there's too much of NIMBY going on where these fans are like, well, it's not my backyard. I don't care. But if you had the ability to exercise some form of power in these situations, that could go for everything. That could go for the prices. I mean, these clubs over in Europe have to like print out like, here's our profits and losses. We have to open the books up. Here's exactly how much we made as a or lost as a franchise this year. Here's our literal books, what we brought in from concessions, from tickets, from merchandise, from TV. And here's what we spent on players and on everything else. And the fans get to look at that.
Right.
Well, we don't have that. To Mitch's question, it's corrupt. And they don't have to change.
Yeah, they're protecting themselves.
They're protecting
their
themselves.
owners, yeah.
And in baseball's case, they have the ultimate protection, which is a very, very outdated, that's a whole different topic, a very outdated antitrust clause that has no business being applied to Major League Baseball. The West and the NBA, Jason, is incredibly difficult. We know this.
Yes.
Just the last 3 years of Western Conference Finals alone, Jason.
Yeah, Lakers Nuggets last year.
Uh-huh.
You got Warriors Mavericks the year before. And then Suns Clippers the year before that. So 6 different teams. If you expand it, 11 teams have made it to the conference finals over the last 11 seasons.
And just 2 of those 6 are still alive today.
Yeah. 11 of the 15.
11 of 15 is insane.
And when I looked at who hadn't, and the T-Wolves are one that haven't, and they could. Obviously the Jazz, the Pelicans, and our Kings.
The Kings. Why are we always on these stupid lists?
But you go, oh, the Blazers are, no, they made it. The Rockets are, I don't know, they made it a couple times. Everybody's kind of gone through there. And that's even while in that 11 years was a dominant run where the Warriors were in there 5 years in a row. Even at that, I think they played a different team for the 5 years.
Why can't we ever get on that wagon? I mean, we did once.
One time.
Why do we have to wait 22 years for every conference final?
Oh, then we're close.
Well, we waited
Next
17.
Year. Yeah.
From 85 to 02.
Now it's longer.
Now it's
27. Is it every?
Why us, man? It's not the small market. Other small markets are doing it. Like, wouldn't you think we'd just back into one at some point?
I would say the answer to some of that was awful picking of draft picks.
A little bit.
Yeah.
In
the post about 07 to what, 17?
Yeah.
18?
It was really bad.
18.
Basically, what, between Kevin Martin and De'Aaron Fox? Maybe give or take one or two.
Give or take, yeah. I mean, DeMarcus was good.
DeMarcus was really good. Tyreek was good.
But it's not only not getting your pick right, it's who you missed. Like if the draft was just a terrible draft and you got a player that didn't pan out, okay.
Sure.
But sometimes they missed and they were Hall of Famers all around their picks.
We talked about it. Damian Lillard, Kawhi Leonard,
Clay
Thompson,
Giannis, Jokic, Luka.
And well, everybody's got yeah.
But
Doncic, you're right.
Yeah.
Alperen Şengün.
Sure. But I mean, it just shows you that it's kind of what we talked about earlier. It's like, is this the start of something for these younger teams like OKC or Minnesota, or is this just no? They're going to be on this list of teams that, like, I'm sure in 2021 when the Suns were there, that was Booker, right? That was that group.
Yep.
And you're like, man, probably the Suns are going to be here like 3 or 4 more times in the next 5 years. Nope.
I have a really anything could happen. It could be from ownership change to a GM change to a coaching change to an injury to injuries to whatever. Guy just starts sucking. I'll tell you this much. I have a hard time finding a better bet than Oklahoma City. I could see a road for Minnesota. I could Rudy Gobert annoys
What's that
everybody.
mean to you, though? What's the better bet? What do you mean?
Being the only way I could see outside of injury or an act of God, the Oklahoma City Thunder not being consistent title contenders over the next decade would be if they are forced to sell off some of these players because of cap considerations.
Okay, so here's a couple things on that.
Sure.
I mean, do you think they're that good? Or you just like their setup?
I like their setup. I do like their setup.
Do you think they'll beat Dallas? Because I don't.
Dallas is starting to get that look.
It doesn't mean that OKC's done. I'm not like, if they lost to Dallas in 4, let's say, the worst, sweep, I would go, Dave, you're wrong. No, because I mean they're just starting this. But I just I feel like a lot of things went right this year, and
yes.
I like their team. Here I go, sound like I'm crapping on them, but I don't know. I'm not certain that they're this team of the next 10 years. I think they can be.
I think it's I think this is their first foray.
For sure.
Pretty hard task to say make the Western Conference Finals and beat Dallas or whoever.
Yeah. But you did it as a 1 seed, so next year, I mean, they could be better and be 4.
Well, their average age is so tiny.
Yeah.
They're so young, Jason. When you look at their lineup.
Do they have a second All-Star?
I think Chet Holmgren will be their second All-Star.
Okay.
So you've got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Chet Holmgren. Chet's going to be on a rookie deal for a while. Look, I understand that there's a lot of noise around him, but even in a rough year, and noise is an understatement. Josh Giddey, I'm fine with him at shooting guard.
Yeah.
Jalen Williams is one of the best young up-and-coming players in the league. Really, honestly, if you want to call it biggest hole in their starting lineup is Lou Dort, who is a shutdown defender.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the best part. The Thunder have $97 million on the books next year. And you want to talk about the ability to grab distressed assets. I just don't know what they're going to be able to do.
Yeah.
Well, I know what they're able to do.
Yeah.
It's out there. But what are they going to do? I will say this. I feel comfortable saying this. We always have this conversation. When it comes to roster, assets, front office, and coaching staff, there is no team in the NBA I would trade for the Thunder. Not San Antonio with Victor Wembanyama, not the defending champion Nuggets. If I was awarded by Adam Silver a franchise, and I could pick any of the 30, including the Kings, and I get to put them right here in Sacramento. So in other words, if I take the Thunder, I mean, no offense, Kings, then the Kings would go to Oklahoma City. Just from a pure future and winning standpoint, there's no team I'd take over Oklahoma City.
The Spurs comparison is actually interesting because right now I think not the only difference, but is what OKC currently has. Because you could say Pop, better coach. R.C. Buford is one of the great GMs.
Yes, he is.
And you've already got Wembanyama.
I've definitely San Antonio would be in the conversation.
Yeah. But
San Antonio would be in the time.
Also, OKC won 30 more games than them or something.
Well, and the weird thing is here's what's crazy. San Antonio has, it said Oklahoma City has 98 million. San Antonio has 117 million. They actually even have more, which is insane, especially if one be on a rookie deal.
Yeah.
I mean, Victor Wembanyama is arguably the best asset in the game right now, with exception of maybe Jokic. But again, San Antonio calls Denver and offers Wemby straight up for Jokic. Are we entirely sure? I mean, sure, Denver probably says no, but do they?
Yeah.
Or are they saying no just for basketball reasons? Take a look during the break. I posted it. I took a look at LeBron James and Victor Wembanyama's rookie year side by side. Victor Wembanyama significantly had a better rookie year.
Interesting.
And including all the analytics, dude.
Yeah.
Value over replacement player, shares, all that stuff. It's actually, he's had the best rookie year in a long, long time. We'll take a break. When we come back, what to watch tonight, along with baseball as well as NBA. We'll take a quick break. How are we doing this? Are we breaking or am I? All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll do all that. Stay tuned, though. A fun new word from Jason Ross is we have a brand new friend of the program that's always great to welcome in. Stay tuned. You're not going to miss that next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Hey there, Dave mentioned it. That's right. We do have a new supporter of our program. We thank you. We thank all of you that are out there listening and certainly supporting us. And we want to tell you about our new friends at Gonzalez Law Offices. Now, some of you may have done something in your past that may be holding you back personally, maybe even professionally. Maybe it was a mistake that you made, years ago, something you'd like to forget and something you like that you wish were gone. You were young, but that mistake is still following you. How would you like that removed from your record? That'd be pretty ideal, right? That clean start. Well, the Gonzalez Law Offices can help you with many things, but maybe you need help with something just like that I explained. They do expungements, and they help you get that fresh start you were looking for. Jonathan Gonzalez and his law offices are right here in the heart of downtown Sacramento, and he is here for you because he is local. He's not turning and burning through cases. He cares about the results, and he does care about you. He's won a lot of his cases and certainly could win for you, whatever that may be. The point is you want someone you can trust and someone that is willing to go to work for you in whatever the situation that you have and that you feel that you might need of someone to represent you. So go to saclegaldefense.com or call them at 916-304-9187. Again, we do thank the law offices from Jonathan Gonzalez of everything they're doing for us and what they can do for you. Again, that's saclegaldefense.com or call 916-304-9187.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm meteorologist Kelly Curran in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. We are looking at a chilly start today, but temperatures warming up a little bit as we get into the afternoon. In fact, highs expected to be in the low 70s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA app.
Coach Doug Christie here to remind you, if you're in the market for a new car, shop Folsom Lake Kia. Low interest rates, low payments, and zero down deals with approval of credit. Folsom Lake Kia, over 25 years, right here in Folsom.
We see a lot of news about teens vaping, but teens see something else. Videos on social media that glamorize it and downplay the dangers of nicotine. How can parents talk so kids will listen? Use facts. 1. Nicotine can rewire teens' brains. 2. It can make teens more anxious. 3. Changes to the brain can be permanent. So even when it hides behind a new look, nicotine is brain poison. Go to undo.org for more.
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Progressive asks, what do a middle school slumber party?
Let's stay up all night. Yeah.
A sleep-deprived girl. An early morning paper route. And a poorly thrown rolled-up newspaper have in common?
Hey, my window!
They can become a fast-breaking news story.
Sorry, Mr. Thompson.
Bundle your home and auto with Progressive for great savings and round-the-clock protection.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Sorry, but we actually have a wait list for our Monstera.
Shaw's greenhouse is really bringing in the green.
We can't keep snake plants in stock.
She needs a construction manager to build on her roots and grow.
We could add a whole section for ferns. Here we'd have dahlias, dahlias, and more dahlias.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by Kids Care Dental and Orthodontics, the Hot Tub Store, and Kettleman's.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
We were watching a video of an AI plane crash during the break because that's what we do. Are you with me? Like, when I'm on a plane, unless I have to get up, my seatbelt's on. Like, even when it doesn't need to be on, I just am always like, how many times do you see, like, turbulence hits? It's not like you have, like, a big warning for it sometimes. Like, I might have it on a little looser, but I always have, even when they say, like, you can take your seatbelt off, I'm like,
Well, don't they only say that when you're, to go to the bathroom or when you're landing, or when you've landed, right?
What, as far as making it, no, they'll like the seatbelt lines, which I think means.
Is that what that is?
No. So
that means you've reached 10,000 feet.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if this is true or not, but somebody told me, like, I don't know what the bong is, like somebody presses the button for the thing, the person. And I think bong, I want to say, I think it's like.
Seriously, you can have your seatbelt off? Not that.
Yeah, I think they want you to, like, keep it on when you're in your seat, but, like, you can move around the plane.
Oh, yeah.
And some people just take their seatbelt off and just chill.
Never. Oh,
but I think this might be an urban legend, but I heard, like, if you ever hear 3 bongs, that means, like, everyone take your seats. We're about to go through some crap.
I think they would say that.
But I always listen for it. Like, I always listen for that. Like, when they do 2 bongs, I'm like, if I hear a third, and it hasn't come yet. Anyways.
You're going to go nuts in there.
Over the weekend, Jason, the A's scored 20 runs in a game, 10 runs in an inning, 5 multi-run home runs in a game. They had a player with 2 home runs in an inning, and they had a player with 2 home runs in a game for his first 2 career hits. Never before had all 5 feats occurred over an entire Major League Baseball season, let alone one team in one game. Not what Chris had earlier.
No,
it was close.
Not entirely.
It's pretty crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
And also, speaking of what to watch, it's what you could have watched, Jason Ross.
When?
26 years ago today, this happened. And I am here for questions in sports.
26 years ago today.
26 years ago today, this happened. One of the most dominant games in sports history happened. I haven't even said the sport, so you got a lot of things.
I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here, and everyone play along at home.
I wouldn't know I don't have a Tim Duncan or Shaq game in my head.
Maybe not basketball.
It's not football.
Nope.
Baseball. 98. May of 98.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I know we just had that. It would have been before that. The anniversary of Ricky Henderson.
This is literally one of the most dominant games anyone has ever had.
Okay, so now, Clemens?
You're close.
Kerry Wood?
26 years ago today, a young Kerry Wood with a 2-2 record, a 5.89 ERA, 4 starts, 18 and a third innings over those 4 starts. Giving up 15 hits, 12 walks. That's 27 runners and 18 and a third. Let's just say the whip wasn't great.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is this against the Astros?
I don't think so. I don't remember.
I don't think so.
Was it against the Astros?
I think I picked up. I was home. It was like one of those WGN and was on it relative.
Yes.
I would say, or not the first inning, but
yes.
Well, this guy's. I didn't know who he was.
I got in late,
and then I was like watching. I feel like it was the Astros. And I watched the rest of the game, I think.
Steve Stone and friends on the call. Steve Stone and friends on the call. And
Is Harry still with us?
Is Harry? Oh, in this? No, I don't think Harry was on this.
You look at the ERA, way up there at 5.89, but when he's been good, he's been very good.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Got him with the heat.
Yeah.
As the day continues and he changes speeds. A gunslinger ready, the 2-2. Strike 3 call.
Good call.
1 and 2 from Kerry Wood. Got him swinging.
Hello.
Got him. 3 and 2. Got him swinging.
Crappy guys.
Bagwell again. Oh,
got him with it again.
His hand's going to be about twice the size as the other.
Strike three called. The 0-2. Strike three called. The 0-2. Strike three called. Another breaking ball.
Cheese
The last
toast.
4 men he's faced. Make it 5 in a row. See you later.
Speed.
I will.
Got it. 14. Thanks. Did he go? Yes, he did. Got him. The 0-2. Got him. He's tied the record. What can you say?
They're seeing something special here today.
Got him. He ties the National League record. Here comes the hook. Got him. 20 strikeouts.
Wow.
And you watch.
And he never won another game.
Right. By the way.
But that's a guy in a zone having a day and a half. Like, those pitches were nasty.
Impossible. Insane movement. That is, in any list of most dominant performances in baseball, that has to be on there.
Especially, I think that was Chip Carey.
I think you're right.
Yeah, the grandson. Wait, do I have it right? Chip, Skip?
No, I think Chip. Wait.
Harry to Chip or Harry to Skip?
I think it's Harry to. Were Chip and Skip brothers?
No, father, son.
I think it's Harry, Skip, and Chip.
Okay, and then the new one
Chip.
is the great grandson.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway,
Fred.
He's saying in there, here comes the hook. Like, he knows the curve's coming. The batter knows the curve's coming, and still couldn't do anything with it.
Nothing.
That's how
they
good
knew.
he
They
was.
all knew it.
Yeah.
And you could see the dejection on the players' faces.
Like,
By the way, 8 of those 20 strikeouts were looking.
Yeah.
2 of them were check swings.
Man.
Just stupid stuff.
20 what? 26?
6
years ago?
26 years ago today, dude. Yeah, you're old. So am I. We're old, dude.
Gross.
Gross. What to watch tonight? Pacers Knicks game 1. Why am I saying it like Oprah? I don't know.
Bing bong.
Yeah, Pacers.
Bing bong.
We got a doubleheader tonight. 4:30 TNT Pacers Knicks, followed by 7 p.m. Timberwolves and Nuggets.
All right, you got a ticket. Which game are you going to?
Pacers Knicks. Oh yeah. Oh, for sure. Absolutely. MSG. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you know me.
Absolutely. You're going to.
Yeah. MSG.
You're going there too, right?
You know me.
Also, some baseball tonight. How about the Giants and Phillies and the Rangers at the A's? The red hot A's.
Yes.
Meanwhile,
right here on Sacktown Sports.
Meanwhile, the Giants are over there like, we're here too. We'll take a break. When we come back, Alan Stiles, who breaking news from the Vegas Review-Journal, has nothing to do with the A's. The Raiders could be moving their 2024 training camp to Southern California.
Should have never given up on Napa.
I mean, are you gonna have a better place? You have a better place to have your training camp for football than Napa?
No, and reportedly everybody else wanted it too if the Raiders left. And now I don't know if the Raiders put a block on that, but like Napa, that's ideal.
Last night's Tom Brady roast. They all took shots on stage, and afterwards, you may remember if you watched it, Rob Gronkowski spiked his shot glass, which shattered and reportedly injured somebody sitting in the front row. You know the cartoon where it's like the big sheepdog who's like, no, sir, no, I won't do. I feel like that's kind of Rob Gronkowski. Yeah. He's just a big meatloaf. We'll take a break when we come back.
Apparently he is.
Crosstalk is next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
As a roofer, spring means the start of my busy season, which means I've got to get organized with help from Beacon. I can save time with Beacon Pro Plus and 24/7 access to live pricing, delivery tracking, order history, and more. Plus, this spring, I can earn $1,000 and the chance to win a $25,000 backyard renovation just by buying my CertainTeed shingles online with Beacon. No purchase necessary. Now that's what I call a spring cleanup. Visit BECN.com for official rules and to start earning entries.
Do you hear that? That's your air conditioner working overtime this summer. But it's not just the temperature that's rising, so is your electric bill. Stop paying sky-high rates for your electricity with a solar electric system from Aztec Solar. Finally, you can calculate your monthly savings when you go solar without sitting through a 2-hour in-home sales pitch. Visit yourpowersavings.com and Aztec Solar will text you how much you'll save each month by going solar. Since 1980, Aztec Solar has helped thousands of homeowners with solar pool heating, solar electricity, and backup energy storage. Going solar is like getting an extra paycheck every month. How much will your paycheck be? Find out at yourpowersavings.com. Yourpowersavings.com. Looking for a deal today? Now you can own a solar electric system for just $99.95 cash offer after incentives. Act now. This offer expires soon. Aztec Solar. Solar and only solar since 1980.
Contact Tax Relief Helpers for details and restrictions. Attention anyone that owes money to the IRS. The IRS has restarted aggressive enforcement actions against taxpayers who owe back taxes that were temporarily suspended for COVID. If you owe $10,000 or more, you must hear this because now is the time to clear your IRS tax debt. A special toll-free number has been established so you can stop penalty fees, avoid liens, levies, and other hostile measures by the IRS. Call Tax Relief Helpers right now at 800-934-9217. Tax Relief Helpers will provide you with the maximum protection afforded by law.
I got behind on my taxes and owed $48,000. I didn't know what to do. I called and they got my bill lowered to just $3,500.
I owed $87,000 in taxes and it was scary. I got the amount I owed down to just $3,500. I saved $83,500.
If you owe money to the IRS, don't wait another day. Call 800-934-9217 right now before the IRS enforces liens, levies, and other aggressive measures. The call and consult are absolutely free. Call now. Call 800-934-9217. 800-934-9217. 800-934-9217.
Whitey here reminding you that not all gas grills are created equal. Bring out all the delicious flavors in your grilled meats with the amazing Napoleon Prestige and Prestige Pro line of outdoor cookers. My Napoleon Stainless Steel Pro Series gas grill has turned me into a grilling pro with features other grills cannot match. They're built different, built better, built to last. Made with premium stainless steel that boasts quality and a lifetime warranty. I may never want to cook indoors again. Napoleon grills and accessories are now available at your nearby Amy's, Ace Hardware in Sacramento, and now El Dorado.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things. And now, here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. We're here. Hey, happy to be here. Chris Watkins, did you know 26 years ago today, Kerry Wood had 20 strikeouts. Were you watching?
I think I saw a replay when I was a kid on WGN.
Nice.
Hey.
Yeah.
Good
Wait, how old were you in May of 1998?
3.
Alan?
2. I was 2.
Alan, did you watch it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Guys, today is, I'll give you a choice. It's either Crepe Suzette Day, National Beverage Day, Melanoma Monday, or National Nurses Day.
What's Crepe Suzette?
Crepe Suzette, that's a great question. It's a
they're
crepe.
the little pancakes.
Hey, and there's a crepe over here. No. Crepe Suzette, slightly different version of Crepe Suzette, but it's quite distinct from other crepe dishes. Apparently it is, give me the ingredients, ass. Oh, here we go. Caramelized sugar and butter, orange juice, and the zest. That's important, the zest. And orange liqueur. Once set afire, the alcohol evaporates, resulting in a thick caramelized sauce. It's often prepared tableside. Mm-hmm. Crepes are awesome, dude, if they're done right. Yes. You a big crepe guy?
I've never had a crepe.
Never had a crepe.
I just,
crepe?
I believe that.
Like,
I've never had a crepe.
Seriously?
I don't get it.
Okay, so it's basically like a paper thin pancake, and it's
get that.
It's a vehicle. It's all about weirdly, one of the most popular crepes is Nutella and sliced banana, and you fold it over and put a little. You know, weirdly enough, you probably don't know this. I actually have a crepe maker at home that I haven't used in forever. It's like a big circular.
Is it over the fence?
No,
is that why you haven't used it?
The pizza ovens. Yeah, you guys, I threw my pizza oven over the fence. It pissed me off.
That went too far.
It went way too far. You saw the video.
I did.
Toppings everywhere. Fire alarm
Pizza
going
oven's
off.
fault.
100%. Anyways, I should bring that in. It's like this circular little griddle, and you pour it's a more watery batter than like pancakes. And then you let it go around. You have these little chopsticks that you lift out, and then Nutella. And I could make it right here.
Should.
I
just haven't found myself.
They do have a lot of pre-made crepes
in a crepe situation. You know what I mean?
Never gone to you've never seen like a crepe truck?
Yeah,
Crepe
but then
truck?
I see it, and then
Yeah.
I see the Euro truck right next to it.
Well,
And I just get the Euro.
Just saying, dude, crepes are awesome.
I'll get there one day. By the way, this kind of leads us into a bit of a tease for our show, Dave. Something just as far as food is concerned.
Mm-hmm.
I am sick and tired.
Oh God. I'm gonna hate
of these
this take.
accounts.
I'm gonna hate this take.
I don't know if you will.
Okay.
All the accounts on social media, mostly Instagram because it's about how it looks.
Yeah.
Of all these people that want to be Guy Fieri, and I'm not hating on them.
Yeah.
And the food reviews, and they've just never been to a bad place. Everywhere they go is so good because there's
right.
so many popping up for Sacramento, and I've gone to a couple, and I'm thinking I want to create the anti-version where I debunk these places, and I say, you know what? I'm just real. This place isn't that good. I've wasted money because these places, these people, you got to try this, you got to try that. And then I go, and I won't name the places because I'm not trying to take money out of anyone's pocket, but not everywhere is good.
That's true.
You're talking about Yelp.
No, it's not. No, these people.
No, I hear you.
And they spend a lot of time on these videos.
So Guy Fieri was a guest on this very station with me about, I'd say, 10 years ago. We had Guy Fieri on.
Need him back.
Is that a flex?
Yeah. Yes, I love Guy.
Is it? No, but like 10 years ago.
It's not really a flex.
I don't feel
That's
like
more
it's
of a
not
flex.
a flex.
That's flexier.
Because he's kind of a local guy. You know, he's Bay Area, you know. Anyways.
I know everything about him.
So he came on, and we had a great conversation. He was a huge fan. Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, my jam, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people forget Guy Fieri won the Next Food Network star. Like, he was just a guy, no pun intended. And then, anyway, so I asked him, I said, so I've watched every Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. And I got to, do you ever not like a dish?
Mm-hmm.
Like, 100% of the time. And I'm just asking, like, what do you do? Do they edit it out? Do you just, and he kind of paused, and I'll never forget this. He goes, well, let me ask you this, Dave. Like, if you got a game or something and you didn't like the way the game turned out, are you going to lie about it? And I go, no. He goes, you're going to analyze it, right? And I go, yeah. He goes, that's what I do. He goes, otherwise I'd be being. His point was basically, why am I asking him that question? Of course he's not. He just, every place he goes, he likes.
Yeah.
Which I, to this day, don't buy.
But you can tell.
He hates eggs.
Yes, he hates eggs. If you watch enough diners, you can tell where he's
you have to
being nice.
look for it, though.
You can tell where he's being polite.
Incidentally, there's a show on the Food Network called, I think it's like Best Bite.
Best Bite.
They
just did Davis.
They just did Placerville last week. They did Davis, and the sushi guy got screwed. But they did Placerville, and 3 different restaurants or 6 different restaurants in Placerville. Check it out. Those places are overrun right now. By the way, the winner was a pastry that was stuffed with mashed potatoes and sauerkraut and corned beef.
In Placerville.
Okay. I looked it up.
Was it a crepe?
No, it was like it was called a pasty. Pasty, not pasties, but pasty.
We knew what they were.
Okay. And it's
very famous up there.
It's this thing. It's a cooked breading, whatever, with mashed potatoes, corned beef, and sauerkraut in the middle. Now, not for nothing, I won't mention the name of the place, but I always go to the menu.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I believe that it was $47 for that. 47.
How many people does it feed?
I don't know, maybe 2.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't that huge.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Chris, your thoughts?
Sounds great.
Okay. By the way, are you a scoreboard? By the way, I've listened to. I'm trying.
Chris doesn't want to say.
Save
until
for
the show.
Yeah.
But you are going to talk about it.
Yes.
Yes. Very early in the show.
Can I give you my scoreboard?
Yes.
Please.
I think Drake got bodied. It's over.
Yeah.
You can't come back from that.
Depends
you cannot
on what
come
coming back means.
You cannot come back from everything and then they not us. Like, no.
Yeah.
That by the way, also a really good song.
Bangers.
Banger, as the kids say.
And mash.
Celebrity birthdays are brought to you by Crumble Cookies. Everyone was tuning in to hear how I thought the beef was going, though. Meant to be spent with family and friends, and if you don't eat the crumble cookies, you're a loser. That's not what they say. That's what I say. Also, check out SacktownSports.com. Alan Stiles wrote about the A's. Really good article.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, we will be breaking that down around 10:45, 11 o'clock.
Awesome. Saw that. Retweeted it.
Thank you.
I think I meant to, but I am promoting it right now. Celebrity birthdays, Jason.
Happy birthday, George Clooney.
Oh, Clooney.
72.
No.
68.
I was going to say that, so I'll say 66.
63.
We have a correct answer. Christopher Lott, 63. Happy birthday, Chris Paul.
This one, somebody should know. Is he
39?
He's either 39 or 40. Yeah, 40.
39.
240s, 239s. 39 is correct. Oh, Christopher Lott, 2 of them. Chris Watkins also got that one.
Still counts, though.
Happy birthday, Willie Mays.
Oh, gosh.
I just saw this. So.
Okay, he's out. Oh, you should have lied.
Man of
He had 3 in a row. Good job.
He didn't want the spotlight.
Yeah.
90.
84.
7.
87?
93.
87.
93 is correct.
What?
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Happy birthday, Jose Altuve.
My guy.
Ooh.
And don't even think about it.
Okay.
Don't think about what?
What's your guy?
Oh, he is your
He's
guy,
a cheater.
isn't he? 31.
33.
35.
34.
This is because he's a shortstop.
We have a correct answer.
Now get out.
34.
No way.
No way. All right.
Here
Clear
we
the
go.
decks.
So
Let's
it's
go.
3 in a row,
3 in a
technically.
row.
Yes.
Could have
All right,
lied.
Chris.
4 in a row with Willie Mays. Good
Chris,
man.
you ready? You
Sure.
want, let's see, Jason Witten, Bob Seger, Ryan Anderson, Goran Dragic, Jonas Valanciunas, or Angel Reese?
Angel Reese.
Yes.
I think he's going to get it.
Okay,
Come on.
He'll be within
That's tougher
one.
than you
He'll
think.
get it, or he'll be within one.
Yep.
She just turned 22.
You guys have a guess? Just to know.
I'd probably say 23.
I'd say 23.
23.
22.
Never 4 in a row. Christopher Lott.
Do you try for 5?
Yeah.
Got to.
Do their show. Let's
All
go.
right.
This is history.
Then I'm
making.
picking this one. We're going to go Bob Seger.
Bob Seger is 74.
I'll say 76.
75.
Okay.
I'll
hold
say
on.
he's got a computer.
Let me turn the page.
74.
Go ahead.
74.
No correct answers.
Ah,
79
Chris,
for
you're
Bob
a
Seger.
loser. All right, for everybody, I'm me. These guys next. Bye-bye now.
Subscribe to Sacktown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive